Okay. Oh, we live. Let's go. Welcome to Free Smoke, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get this party started. We got a little something ready for y'all. There's going to be another very inspirational and motivational conversation around entrepreneurship. So as you come in, let us know where you're from. Yo, you want to rap a little bit? You got a little bar for us?
No.
A little bit.
No.
You got a little something on you. A little something. No? You never know. Somebody gonna be watching. It's like, yo, I need to sign her. She's an entrepreneur and she rapping.
Oh my God. I can't do it now.
A little bit.
All my bars went away.
Oh man. Well, we about to get this thing started in just a little bit. Hey, I want to let you know that we are fresh into the new year, and I hope you haven't lost your motivation. Okay. Nelly, you lost your motivation yet?
You said now?
Yeah.
No,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. You should have saw my computer probably was smoking and sending smoke signals today because I was working.
You going crazy?
I'm going crazy. Period.
I like that. I like that. Who else? Let me go back to the angle with Nella. All right, Kenny, we can see you. What up? Give me the give him the mic, man. I know you had big plans 2024. I just want to know how it's going, man.
Yeah, 24 is going smooth, man. We're taking over the digital industry right here. We're producing multiple shows, making sure these business owners, creators get that exposure that they need online, which is super dope, right? And now that everybody's outside, it's time to do events left and right.
That's a fact.
So we got a lot of events, and for those who need that good old automation, software game is killing it.
Yeah.
Dave know he got that software play.
That's a fact. That's a fact. How can people work with you?
Yes, sir. So make sure y'all follow me at Who Is Kenny V. You can find me on all social platforms, even music. I'm a recording artist. Who Is Kenny V? If you want to follow, I'm a recording artist. That's how it all started.
You be rapping too?
International recording artist, man. I got music all over the world.
Let me hear something. Can I hear some bars?
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Can we hear some bars? Can we turn it? We need to turn the beat up a little bit.
Somebody gotta
Let me hear something, Kenny. Let's do it.
Hey,
What we got?
Let's go. Look, man, we at the social proof. I'm the one, not the two. We doing what? Now we in the booth.
Hey.
Never lie, man. I spit the truth.
Yeah.
But we just playing now. If y'all want to check out the real music, Who Is Kenny V? There's a lot of heat out there. So let's have fun out there, yo. It's all about content creation, digital marketing. I'm a big dreamer. I truly profit off my passion. So that's what we do.
I love it.
All right,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
But we got Zoe back here. Can Zoe get on the camera too?
Yo, what up, man? 2024 is upon us.
go.
You can just sit here real quick.
Let's go.
Yeah,
give
just,
him some
they'll be able to hear you.
airtime. Give him some airtime.
What?
There we go.
What's up? What's the
up
word,
with you?
man?
What's up with you?
What's the word? Come
what's
on,
up?
like 2023. I'm sure you had big plans about 2024. Are we still inspired?
Man, you just gotta believe in yourself. Honestly, if you don't believe in yourself, then you won't do anything possible. So the goal for this year is just, of course, to get the channel to 1 million. No, we will get the channel to 1 million subscribers. And just continue to elevate and grow. That's it, man. I'm off. I'm behind the scenes.
Are you still inspired?
I am, of course.
Do you still? About to hot seat you right now. The feeling that you had at the end of 2023 about all the things you're going to accomplish, have you felt any discouragement?
Nah. I think with 2024, man, I'm just gonna accomplish everything that I made on my list, and that's just because I have a plan. You know, I wrote it down. I got a strategy with doing that, and I'm just gonna execute it. In 2023, I was just doing everything very sporadic, but 2024, I got a plan. I got the right people around me, and most importantly, I believe it in my mind. So if you have it in your mind, you can do anything.
I love it. That's a fact.
That's it.
That's a fact.
I'm behind the scenes, y'all.
Okay. J Star, what's up, man? 2024 is here. How you feeling?
What's happening, Dave? I'm good, man. I'm good. They can't see me.
Let the people see you, brother.
All right, what's happening, people? Beautiful people. I am J Star. Free Smoke intro is coming shortly, so stay tuned to that. Moved out here from Baltimore to pursue this music, to pursue this acting, and just, I'm inspired, man. I think being around David, being around this energy, you can't help but not to be inspired, So just adding value so I can get in some rooms and show who I am and do my thing.
Good. All right. Well, I guess it's a good time, man. We got an intro for Free Smoke, written by J Star. He about to perform it. It ain't that long, but yeah. Let's hear the intro. And all right, so you do the intro, and then we'll talk about our conversation. All right, go for it. Let's do it.
I ain't got time for this small talk. Your big plans coming up short. I call it how I see it, don't get mad at me. In a run full of winners is where I'd rather be. You know they gon' hate, we just let them be. When you got that social proof, they can't deny receipts. Why talk when your actions speak? They want smoke, we get that for free.
Run it back one more time. Run it right back, real quick.
We get that for free.
I ain't got time for this small talk. Your big plans coming up short. I call it how I see it, don't get mad at me. In a run full of winners is where I'd rather be. You know they gon' hate, we just let them be. When you got that social proof, they can't deny receipts. Why talk when your actions speak? They want smoke, we get that for free.
Okay, all right. Bakari, what you think?
I like that.
You like
We
it?
get that for free.
All right. So
Yeah.
he played it for me yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? 2 days ago. And he played it. I listened to it. I was like, okay, run it back. And I was like, okay, that's good. Because obviously we had the beat for a while. And I was like, I think you could do better. I said, I think you could do better. Not that it was bad, but it didn't like wow me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, J Star, man, I think you got more. You know what I mean?
This how he came back?
Huh?
This how he came
No,
back?
that was the one I said was all right.
Oh, okay.
It was cool. What you think?
That for free. That's the part. I like that. Yeah, that part. That's hard.
I do like that part.
Yeah.
See, Kenny, you're an artist. What you think? I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think it was better. And hey, man, there was times where Kanye get a verse from a big rapper, and he like, nah, that ain't it. Redo that.
Yep.
So do you think you can do better? Yeah, go to Mike. Do you think you could do better?
I feel like you probably always feel like you can do better,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, as an artist, as I listen back to it, I'm listening like, if I could take out some bars, what would I take out? So I probably already know what you're thinking. Like, all right, he probably could have substituted that for that or something else. So that's what I'm working on now. So you wanted to fill it out, get the people.
I don't know if I would edit it. I'll just make another verse.
So you want to make a whole nut?
I don't know. But this is your art, of course. It's your art.
Yeah,
So,
but this
I'm
your
just
show
saying,
though. But this your show. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it come on, I want you to be proud of it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So if we ain't there yet, then I got work to do, and I'm cool with that.
There it is. I ain't mad at this.
Let's see what this people talking about though.
Yeah. Hey, somebody.
You got a super.
Somebody did
That's
drop a
yours.
$5 super chat.
Yeah.
Somebody dropped the $5. Okay. I ain't mad. Okay.
That's the proof.
Good. Okay. Well, yeah. Redo it, and then we'll figure it out. I want to be moved. Oh gosh. Yeah. Throw it in the chat, man. Throw scale of 1 to 5. 5, like that joint is just a cooker all around. 1, you didn't like it at all. And then let's do the in-betweens, 1 through 5. Somebody throw it in the chat. And while you're doing that, now it's time for my monologue. Every week I have a little monologue, and I want to teach y'all something about entrepreneurship before we get into this conversation. I can't wait to see these numbers, man. 1 through 5, what we doing? Let's see, what y'all got, man? What y'all voting? Let's go. All right, all right, give me the beat. I got some bars for y'all. Yeah, let's go. All right, we got some 4.75, some 4s. Okay, I ain't mad. Okay, this one 10 minutes, right? Okay, cool. All right, here we go, man. Today, turn me up a little bit. Yeah. All right. Today we're going to discuss some of the foundational principles of entrepreneurship. Maybe what they never told you about entrepreneurship, but this is very, very important. So we have some full-time entrepreneurs here that are going to be sharing some game. But I got a few things I think you really need to understand that are very important to your success. One, the foundational principles of entrepreneurship is you have to have a good idea. You've got to have a good idea. Now, a good idea is very relative because you might think it's a good idea. Like J Star was like, yeah, that's really good. I love the verse. It's a good verse. Just because I think it's not the best verse in the world doesn't mean it's not, because it's all relative. But you have to at least believe that you have a good idea. But even you having a good idea, it's very important that you kind of take it out to the world to find out if it's a good idea, because you might be living in your own head. Now, I'm not saying you got to listen to all the people, but if you do, try to battle test your idea. And there's a lot of people that aren't feeling it. Not just your friends and family, not just your circle, but maybe some random people. When I was working at the mall and I was selling my t-shirts, I would just walk around, not at the kiosk, but I would show people, hey, this is a design that somebody sent me for my t-shirt brand. I don't know if I'm gonna go with it or not, but I just wanna get your opinion. Random people. And some people would say, yo, that's terrible. Why would somebody put that on a t-shirt? And some people would say, yo, that shirt's amazing. I like that. Whose brand is that? I'm like, it's not my design yet, but I'm just trying to see if I should move forward with it. And that kind of unbiased survey really helped me, because I'm not walking up to people saying, hey, this is my brand, what do you think? Because people are like genuinely good people and they're gonna support you. But I wasn't looking for support, I'm looking for an authentic answer. So we had to figure out if what I had was a good idea or not. So you have to believe in it, one, but two, you kind of want to feel the people that you're going to be selling to, if they're going to be liking it, okay? So one of the foundational principles to entrepreneurship is you have to have a really good idea. Number two, you have to have the ability to think through problems. I made a post on Facebook earlier today that said, if what you do doesn't take strategic thinking, you probably don't make much money. It probably doesn't pay that good. Because if what you're doing doesn't take strategy, you probably don't make that much money. You cannot get rich through labor. Okay. You cannot get rich through labor. You get rich through your ability to think through problems and think about solutions and think about how to serve somebody in a very unique way. How are you going to solve these problems? It takes strategy, not hustle. I think you can make a living with hustle, but I think you can change the world with strategy. You can change your entire family tree with strategy, but we have to think through it. So we got to take that good idea and figure out, how are we going to strategically grow? Not just through a good idea, not just through work ethic. Number three, some of the foundational principles of entrepreneurship, you are definitely going to need emotional intelligence. This is not easy, but it is easy to give up. But it's not the thing that's killing you. It's how you internalize the things that happen around you. You have to be emotionally intelligent. Don't let the comment section kill you.
For real.
You gotta be like, I had to hit Bakari like, hey, don't worry about the comments, man.
Look, I knew it was gonna make the views keep going up. So I was like, let's get it.
Hey, let the people talk,
Yeah.
and just keep cashing the checks.
That's right.
But you have to have emotional intelligence. Yo, there are some people, you can sell 20 products today, and 2 people tell you something that you don't like, or how they don't like it, or they critique you, and you can forget all about the 20 people that love you, and you start going in trying to figure out how you can fix your whole company. We have to have some sort of emotional intelligence to where our emotions don't dictate what we do. We have to look at the facts. We got to look at what's really happening. You have to be emotionally intelligent. There are some people that, because they're not emotionally intelligent, one decision lands them in prison for 20 years because they couldn't control their emotions. Hey, listen, man, my daughter right now, she cannot control her emotions, and I don't like it. My son either. But they're 1 and 2 years old. But there are some 30-year-olds that act the same way. When you don't get what you like, you start screaming and slapping people. When my son doesn't get what he wants, he'll hit me. I'm like, whoa, bro, you can't keep that up for the next 30 years. It's okay when you're 1. But we gotta stop it at some point. And some people never go out of that. You just get so emotional and you react emotionally to the things that's going on. I don't care what someone says to me. I'm telling you right now, if you see me in the streets and you disrespect me with your words, you got it. You're not baiting me, right? Yeah, you can say all that you want. And then I say, oh my gosh, there are cameras around. Oh no, my lady's with me. My friend's with me. They're gonna think I'm a punk. And then my emotions take over and it causes me to do something that's gonna cause them to sue me. Or we get into a scuffle, something happened, they fall, hit their head, they die. I'm in prison for the rest of my life because I couldn't control my emotions based on something that somebody said to me. Hey guys, it's cool. Whatever you say, if you catch me in the streets and you feel like you want to disrespect me, I'm giving you a green light. I'm emotionally intelligent. I'm going home. You have to live with who you are. You have to live with the type of person that you are that would yell at somebody for no reason for clout. You got it, my boy. You win. Guess what? I'm going home to my wife and kids and my house and food in the refrigerator and heat. My heat works. I have a very comfortable house. I'm emotionally intelligent. I need you to start practicing that. Number 4, foundational principles, you're gonna need some sort of internal motivation. This presentation, this podcast that we're gonna do is gonna inspire somebody today. But the problem is it might not last long enough for you to actually do something. It might not last the weekend. We're here on Friday. You're going to remember something, and Bakari going to drop some bars about her journey of entrepreneurship and what helped her. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. And then by Monday, you're you again. Because you don't have internal motivation. If nobody's there to inspire you, or the podcast isn't playing, or the pastor isn't preaching, you no longer have motivation. There needs to be something internal that drives you if you want to be successful. Because I'm telling you, entrepreneurship is a dogfight. And you got to stay motivated when all this stuff doesn't work out. When the picture that you had in your head of all the money you was going to make in your business, or all the success and fame and notoriety, when you don't see all that, you've got to be emotionally intelligent. You have to have some sort of internal motivation that says it might not be happening right now, but this is just a season. It's them down seasons that cause people to quit because you don't have an internal motivation. Number 5, I only got 2 more. You need some sort of risk tolerance. Entrepreneurship is risky. The definition of risk tolerance is the degree of risk or uncertainty that is acceptable. And there's a lot of uncertainty in entrepreneurship, and it's risky. Do you take your money? It's the 20th. Let's say it's the 20th. You have money for rent, but you need to re-up on your product. What do? We don't have enough for both. But are you the person that's gonna say, I'm gonna take this rent money and by the 1st, I will have it back and I will have doubled it? There's a risk tolerance. Not everybody has that. And I feel sorry for the people who came from a family of teachers or nurses or blue collar workers. They're blue collar, right? What I'm talking about? Because in our house, we never took risks. I got a chance to see my dad be risky. Our lights were off. Our water was off. My dad was an entrepreneur. I got a chance to see that. And you know what I realized? It wasn't all forever, because eventually he made it happen. But he was willing to take the money and put it into product. I would go downstairs and see my dad's products, and he's going to sell it. Lights only off for a day, we're good. I could have not got the products and had our lights on forever and then go work a regular job. You have to have some sort of risk tolerance, and it needs to raise every single week, every single month, every single year. Risk tolerance, they include aggressive, moderate, or conservative. Somebody throw into the chat, your risk tolerance, is it aggressive, moderate, or conservative? Conservative, I need a sure thing, then I'll put my money up. Moderate, I'll take a little risk, not too big. Not nothing that's gonna like have me lose my home. But I'll take a little risk, it's moderate. Some of us are aggressive, and we are swinging for the fences every time. And eventually you figure it out. But these are some of the foundational principles you need as an entrepreneur. Last one, 6, you need focus. You need focus. You're going to have to develop the ability to focus for a little while. Golly, you could be doing good, but then something else, some other new business comes out, or your friend says, yo, I'm about to do this, and they say, hey, you want to do it with me? And you lose focus that fast because now you want to do something that seemingly is going to make you money faster, quicker, and more abundant. It doesn't work like that. You are going to need some level of focus. I'm just asking you to focus. Stop having squirrel syndrome. Lock in, have a goal, and for the rest of the day, you need to figure out how we're going to get to this goal. For the rest of the week, for the rest of the month. Can we have focus for a year without getting sidetracked? So those are some of the foundational principles. We're about to get into this conversation. Let's do this, man. Bakari, what up, man?
Yo.
Everything's good? Is it warm in here? Is it warm or y'all good?
I feel good.
You good? Did you make that jacket?
I cut it. It was longer. Yeah, I didn't make it from scratch though.
Okay. All right. So Bakari was recently on the hot seat, and we got somebody else that was recently on the hot seat. They're going to be coming in. But I guess introduce yourself and what you do first, then we'll get into it.
Yeah, my name is Bakari, and I am a fashion designer. I'm an artist. I make gowns for the most part. Yeah, that's what I do.
Go crazy.
I had to get myself right.
Was that the end of your intro?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, all right, cool. So you are recently on the hot seat. The first thing I got to ask you, did y'all see her episode? Y'all see her whole episode? So did you see the part where she was, you see the part where she was talking about her boyfriend that's not an entrepreneur?
Oh my God.
How'd it go? Nah, I mean, that's her boo. Is it your boyfriend or y'all just talking?
That's not my boyfriend.
That's your guy. That's your person.
Yeah,
That's your person, okay. All right. Yes. What did he say?
He just told me that I told him, I said he was broke real nice, the nicest way I could. But he said he really enjoyed the interview though.
Good. Yeah. Shouts out the Bay, man. Not being insecure.
You feel me?
I like that, man. I like that. All right. So what are some of the results? Like what's been happening since the episode?
So since the episode, I've kind of been more focused on my systems. That's about it. Other than that, I really just been, like you asked me, are they inspired? I just been on go. Yeah. Like I've been on go. I haven't even been feeling like, oh, I'm tired. Normally I'd be like lazy. I'm like, no, we're going to get this together.
For sure. What are the people saying?
I got a lot of love. Now, on the post, I definitely got a lot of people trying to tell me what to do that they even did what they talking about. But I got a lot of love. I got a lot of people encouraging me. I got a lot of people telling me that it's okay to, as business owners, a lot of us go through a phase where we don't know our numbers. We have to figure that part out where, okay, you got to get a CPA or an accountant or whatever it is that you have to do in order to get that down packed. So a lot of people was telling me, don't be too hard on myself. It's okay.
Did it result in any money?
Yes, it did. I had a sale yesterday.
Word?
Yes, I did. She came in. She tried to dress on. We was in love. And then Yep. She tried to pay with Cash App. I was like, nope.
What did she say to you when she saw like about the episode? What did she say?
She told me that's one thing that she told me too. She told me it's okay. She's like, I'm a business owner. She said, I don't know my numbers, but she don't know her numbers because she has an accountant. She said, I talk to my accountant when it's
True.
When it's time to go over that type of thing. And she told me don't feel bad, kind of like everybody else.
Absolutely. So okay, so it made some money. I'm sure some.
I got a
followers
lot of
through.
followers.
Word.
Shout out to y'all.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It was some shots being shot too. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
Oh
my,
yeah.
they was on you.
Oh my God. One man liked so many pictures, commented on so many things. Like, I was like, okay, sir. All right, sir.
I love it. So all right, so let's get into this entrepreneurial conversation, man. First off, talk to me about entrepreneurship. Like, what is your relationship with the word?
My relationship with the word entrepreneurship. The most important thing I think about when I think about entrepreneurship is freedom. Because I'm an entrepreneur.
But are you free though? Because
I'm free to make whatever decision I want to make when I wake up in the morning.
that's true.
I'm not 100% financially free or mentally free, but when I wake up every day, I have the choice to, do I want to spend 2 hours meditating? Or do I want to hurry up and go to work? Or do I want to go to the coffee shop and work on my laptop? You know, it's like, I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah, for sure.
I get to choose.
I don't be feeling free like that, man. Especially when I worked at the mall, it's like the customers own you.
Yep.
And I'm like, you got to serve them. And then you have, like a team or a staff. And Zell don't make me feel free. Just, it be so much going on. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's just when I wake up, I have these responsibilities. So yes, there is a balance of freedom for sure as an entrepreneur that maybe an employee doesn't have, but also an employee has a certain level of freedom that we don't.
They got guarantees.
They got guarantees. We got to figure it out every day.
You feel me?
Every day. And then the anxiety, do you get any anxiety of like when someone orders a dress, you make it, you present it, and in your mind you're thinking, I hope they'll pull out something that they need me to redo or don't like, or you don't get on that?
No, we ain't missing.
Really?
We not missing.
Bro, I got anxiety right now. It's an event going on in there. I got anxiety right now that something isn't going to work, especially because we work with a lot of technology. Technology, anything could just go wrong out of nowhere. And you could be running the same play forever, then something goes off, then you got to troubleshoot it. And it's a client that paid. And I'm like, we got to make sure this is on point. So it'd be stressful. Stressful for sure. All right, let's go through these foundational principles of entrepreneurship. Okay, so one is a good idea. Let's talk about your good idea when you started.
My good idea was I want to be a fashion designer, and I'm going to make something. Like that's always. I used to work at the hospital, and I used to tell my patients, I'm going to be a famous fashion designer one day. I don't even know why I used to say that. I didn't even have a sewing machine. I used to just tell them I'm going to be a famous.
You didn't even have a sewing machine.
I didn't even have a sewing machine. I just knew that I was going to be a fashion designer. It's just that was always my good idea.
I like that. So how'd you know it was good though? Like, I mean, how'd you know it was a good idea?
When I started making money.
That'll tell you for sure.
When I started making money, I knew that, this is what we gonna do. Like when people started reaching out, because I used to be like really into branding and like figuring out social media and stuff. So once I started making posts and hashtagging and people was like hitting me up, I was in projects when I first started making dresses too.
Really?
I was in projects. So when people was hitting me up in Houston and Chicago, I mean, I came from Chicago, like, I used to live there, so that part. But when people was hitting me up from different places in the world, I knew that, okay, like I could do this.
Really?
And I was making club dresses first. Yep. And then someone was like, can you make a prom dress?
Oh, so you started out making club dresses.
I used to just make stuff that I saw on the internet, like the little hot girls was wearing. I used to just be making anything that my mind would come up with. Like, oh, I'm gonna make a jumpsuit today.
Okay, so I think you have a better idea now,
Yeah.
which is prom dresses, because it's not everybody makes prom dresses,
Yeah.
right? So the good idea came from someone saying, "Can you make me a prom dress?"
Yep. And I had listened to this man. I was listening to books. That's when I started like listening to books. The man said, when somebody asks you to do something you don't know how to do not say no. Figure it out.
I like that.
He was like, take on the challenge and work your way through. It took me like a week and a half to make that dress, but I made it. And after that, it's just been up.
I love that. Hey, y'all, if y'all have some questions, y'all want to talk to Bakari or I, let's throw the number in there. We're going to take live calls. We're going to take live calls. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you saw the episode.
Right there.
Call it, send a text message to this number that Nella's about to put up on the screen. Send a text message, and Nella will text you back and give you the instructions so that you can call in live, okay? We will bring you on the show live. If you have a question for myself or Bakari, you big Bakari yet? What's up? Oh, let's run into these house rules, man. So send a text message if you have a question, comment, you want to shout out, you want to holler at Bacardi, shoot your shot, whatever.
Please.
Go for it, Nella.
Dave always starting stuff. Y'all.
That's what I do.
He always starting stuff. First and foremost, what's up, family? Social proofers, welcome to Free Smoke Friday. Of course, you guys already know we gotta lay down the house rules. Like, you in our house now.
Hold on real quick. Who wrote that right there?
I
J-Star?
did. I was fixing it.
Nah, that's J-Star 2. From Baltimore. Text your message to you.
Yo, Betty.
How you type Baltimore? How you type in I'm in type in an accent. That's crazy.
Not type with an accent. there, okay.
There you go.
But of course, you guys know we gotta lay down the house rules. Y'all in our house now, right? So first, if you haven't done so already, there are currently, let's see, how many people are on this live right now? There are currently 119 people on this live. So I need all 119 of y'all to go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button, share this live with 5 friends. And as you hear the information, if you're loving what you hear, make sure you drop a super chat. And then the super chat isn't just for us. It's not going into the pockets. It's actually going to help children. It's going to help David and all his friends go around to the inner schools of Atlanta, the inner city schools of Atlanta, so that they can teach them about entrepreneurship and things outside of what they learn in everyday education. So go ahead and drop those super chats. Make sure you go ahead and text the number that's on the screen if you have a question for Dave or if you have a question for Bakari. With that having been said, y'all, let's get to this free smoke.
Let's do it. Okay. Are you big Bakari yet?
Moderate. I'm like in the middle, mid.
Moderate Bacardi?
Mid Bakari.
Bakari.
I still got stuff to do.
Absolutely. Okay, so coming up with a good idea. So some of us think we have a good idea because we are passionate about it. But I think there's like this line, right? Because you have this idea and maybe everybody doesn't understand you. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, or it doesn't mean that it's not a good idea. It just simply means that everybody doesn't understand you. But I kind of want to hear your take on how do we navigate through pushing forward on a good idea when it could be evidence that it's not that good of an idea because nobody likes it.
First of all, don't pay attention to what nobody say about your good idea. Stay focused and don't even think about, oh, this might not work. Cause that's gonna take you out the game. Cause, oh, this might not work. It's like, oh, it's not working because, when you start pursuing your ideas, sometimes it's not gonna just instantly take off. And if you already got in your mind, oh, this might not work. Oh, she said this and he said that. And you start putting in the work and it's not working out, it could make you stop. So don't listen to the people. Stay focused on your good idea and have that faith that it's going to work and put that intention behind the actions that you are putting into that idea.
Absolutely. I like having Bakari on today because she was on Hot Seat, and like I'm like kind of drilling her as an entrepreneur, but let's not forget she be doing these $30,000-$40,000 months. You know what I mean? Let's not play with it. You know what I mean? So like this is a certified entrepreneur that built something. Your risk tolerance is up because you put some money on a building.
Yes, I did.
You know what I mean? Like I have a
space.
Yeah, you got a space, and there's a contract. You can't just sign up for something and just leave if it don't work out. Like you have a contract. So listen, y'all, don't listen to everybody's good idea, but I got to push back on that a little bit because sometimes you need to listen to somebody. Your idea.
You're right.
Maybe the foundation of the idea isn't bad, but the way you're executing, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to reach out to mentors, reach out to some people that, okay, here we go. Reach out to some people that you trust, that have your best interests at heart. But that's hard to say because some of the people that you trust, you can't trust, and they secretly want to hate on you. That's your friend. Y'all grew up from the sandbox, and they going to hate on you a little bit, but you think they love you because y'all been together for a while, but they really want what you have. So I don't know if I have like answers for you today, but I'm just going to give you some suggestions to battle test your idea. So you want to ask some people that you trust, but also find some people in your space. Explain to them your idea. And even that's kind of dangerous.
Everything is risky.
Everything's risky because they might take your good idea in your industry. But you can't be afraid of that. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's so many, even when I'm coaching, I don't tell people 100% what they should do. I want you to think for a while. You know what I mean? So we got to figure out a way if this is a good idea or not. So find somebody as a mentor, somebody that's in your space that you could trust a little bit, and maybe you don't spill the whole beans, but let them know what you're doing, like get their reaction. Find a coach, and I'm not talking about a mentor, I'm talking about a coach. A coach is someone who you pay, and someone who you pay has a responsibility to get you the results that you are looking for. So it's their job to help you shape this good idea. So finding a coach is a really, really good way to be able to share with them and have them navigate through, is this a good idea or not? You got any points on that? On how do you make sure you have a good idea?
Well, I never had a coach or a mentor. So I can't really speak on that. I kind of coached
you a little bit. I coached you a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a coach.
A little 35 minutes session.
A little 35 minutes. But when you have a coach, you need a coach.
I need something
that'll take you to the next level.
I was just talking about that earlier too, like because I am at a place in my business where, so I love my business and I love sewing and I love my thing, but it's so much going on that sometimes I get overwhelmed. And it's like I don't want to do this, and it's like, but I have this thing, I have this niche, I have this grand idea, I have this amazing business that brings me amazing money that allows me to change people's life in amazing ways that I can't just walk away from that, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
sure.
I do need a coach or a mentor.
You need a coach for sure because you have a good idea, and it's hard to see the picture while you're in the frame, and that's why we have basketball coaches. Because no matter how good you are as a player, there's certain things that you can't see that a coach on the sideline can see. He can see a hole in the defense, but you can't because you just hooping.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's a coach that's going to be yelling, hey, 2-3 defense, 3-2, 1-3-1 defense, because the coach can see what you can't. You understand? So they get an outside look at your good idea and shows you how to make it better. Okay? Next, the ability to think through problems. Give me your most recent problem in your business that you had to think through.
The most recent problem.
Or just a real big problem that you had to figure out, how the heck is this going to work out?
The biggest problems I be having, that I did have was I have like 3 clients that need dresses. The showroom is busting. How am I going to manage all of this, make these people dresses, get these dresses over here sold at the same time, and maintain my peace? And I got an 8-year-old on the side talking about she hungry every 15 minutes. them the type of big problems that I be having. But I feel like I work very well under pressure. So when it's it's like I can have 10 conversations at one time. I don't know how, but it's like I can manage people to do the thing, and make the dresses and hold the people off, install them. Okay, I'm gonna work on this dress for 45 minutes, put all this together. All right, y'all can go eat, go to lunch. Next person knock their dress out, then this person needs it to fit better and make it work.
So you have to be a problem, and this isn't even necessarily as an entrepreneur. So real quick, yes, y'all do need to get some super chats real quick, okay? Because I just went to and I don't know if this has anything to do with, yes, this has something to do, what I'm about to say has something to do with what I'm saying, but it might not seem like that until I get to my point, okay? So y'all need to drop a super chat real quick. The super chats allow us to go out into the schools and invest in these youth businesses, okay? So I just came back from a meeting with a bunch of school districts. So actually, let me just, I got to share like who I was in the room with. So I just presented to the Metro Atlanta Collaborative, which consists of school districts across the state of Georgia. And I presented an entrepreneurial pathway as a post-secondary option for students in Georgia. Clayton County and Fayette County showed a lot of interest. I talked to the superintendent of Clayton County, and he's like, yo, we want this. Like, yo, we really need to, like, he told his guy, like, yo, make sure y'all connect, and we set up a meeting because we're going to go into schools and teach kids entrepreneurship. So we just left that meeting, so really, really cool. But how did I get in this room and be able to present an entrepreneurial pathway to school districts? Because I knew I didn't know what I was going to do. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to get into schools. I have no idea. I can get into a high school and tell them, hey, we're going to speak to kids and stuff like that. But how do I implement a program that's district-wide? I have no idea. So I have a friend of mine who, her child came to my kiosk years ago when he was like 14 years old. Now he's about to graduate college. But his mom's been in the education space for 25 years. So I told her, hey, let's get together. You know how to navigate these waters. You know how to create these rooms. You have the relationships. I have a talent and an ability and a network. If you can get me in these rooms, we can both share in the success. She was down for it. So this is me thinking through. I want to accomplish this. I don't have the relationships just yet. I need to find somebody who has the relationships to get me into the room.
That's a good
But
problem.
some of us say, I just don't know how to get into the room. But this is me thinking strategically. This is why I'm saying that. I was telling the schools that you don't have to be I'm not pushing that every kid should be an entrepreneur, but I am pushing that every kid should try it. And not because they want to be an entrepreneur, but I want to get them to think like an entrepreneur. Because in school, there's a problem that says 4 plus X equals 15. How do we figure out what X is? It's a problem to solve. How do we figure out, okay, I have the idea, and I know what I want. I have the idea and of the business, and I have this dream. The X is just figuring out what am I missing that's going to help me get to the dream. But because I couldn't associate the curriculum to what I wanted to be in life, it was really hard for me to have any type of interest in school. So the way I'm painting this picture to these administrators is like, yo, I need to figure out what it is. I have to really expose the problem that the kids are going through to get the administrators to see that are always in the office or at the desk. I'm trying to like internalize, this is what your kids are going through. Then I have to paint myself as a person who understands the problem and also has the solution so I can go into your school and make a difference. But that, you don't do that with just hustle. You have to like think through this process. You understand what I'm saying? You got any points on that? This is good, isn't it?
It is. That's. It's important to be able to be calm enough to think through situations and problems and stuff like that. It is.
Yeah, I think you said something that leads into number 3, which is emotional intelligence. Be calm enough to think through the problems. You have a big problem from like when you first emotionally. What is the difference between you when you started to you now?
When I started, I'm not rude, but when I started, I really didn't care about nothing. If you get an attitude with me, all right, I'm sending you a deposit. Bye. Click, blocked, sent you your money back. But now I am more like understanding to people, and I have learned how to talk to people better when I'm not overly under pressure. Because sometimes, like the girl I hired last year, she got hired because I couldn't talk to nobody, because I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't even have a normal conversation with the people that were coming into the shop. So I had hired her because she had such a great personality. But when I'm like calm, cool, and collected, and I'm like waking up, meditating and stuff, I'm able to like calmly deal with people now. But I used to just be like, if you got a bad attitude, you're not my customer. I don't care if you're coming to pick up your dress and it's already done. Here go your money back. Figure it out. Not my problem.
Did you used to fight when you was young?
I've been in a few fights. Not a whole lot, but I've been in a few.
Have you ever had anger issues?
Yeah, I did. I used to have bad.
Really?
I used to be angry.
What's something that you did out of anger that you just wish you wouldn't have done?
One time, I was so mad at my daddy. I took a bottle of water and I put some oil in it, some vegetable oil, and I put it in his tank.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And it was a Range Rover too.
You took vegetable oil.
I took vegetable oil and sugar, and I took a water bottle and I But you know the messed up part about that?
Everything.
The girl.
Everything is the messed up part about that.
His girlfriend watched me do that, and then told on me. Why would you let me do this and then go tell on me? Anyways,
Are you mad?
I was so mad.
Are you more shocked that she let you do it, or you mad she told, or what?
I'm more shocked that she let me. She sit there and she watched me in the kitchen, and she knew exactly what I was doing because I told her, and she let me do it. I'm really shocked that she let my young self do that.
How old was you when you did that?
I think I was like 14 or 15, 14, 15 maybe, 15. Yeah, I was mad. I was so mad I wasn't even scared to get a whooping. Like I walked past my day like I was, go ahead, whoop me if you got to.
Yeah, what happened to the truck though? Just out of curiosity.
I don't remember. My daddy told me he was sending me to Chicago to my mama. I ain't believe him. And I looked up and I had a plane ticket and I was gone. I don't know what happened to anything. I was gone.
Okay, fast forward as an adult. You ever did anything like that?
I have too much to lose. So even when people would like do bad things to me, I never I don't do that. Because one, karma, and then number two, I just have too much to lose.
I like it. You never did nothing crazy to nobody. Just
as an adult,
you never killed no car or nothing.
Away.
Just
I'm not gonna kill.
Yeah, y'all see the video where the girl poured the gasoline and like in the car, and the car was on fire and like almost blew her own face off. That joke was crazy.
I didn't see that.
Wes McCoy,
Hey.
welcome.
Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Cool. We got Sydney in the building, man. Hold on, let's go to Sydney. Sydney's in the building. How you feeling?
I'm great.
Better than you. I did not. I kind of anticipate the clips that I choose are gonna do what it do. I didn't think yours would do that.
Me either. And I'm in television. Well, was in television.
Oh my gosh. So if y'all don't know, so Sydney was on the show. She was on Hot Seat. And there's this clip that we pulled that I was asking Sydney how much, money she made as an entrepreneur. Long story short, in the last 10 months, she made about $1,000. And I think I did a good job of controlling my emotions. I did good, right?
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't like, it wasn't an attack mode. I was trying to figure out how you ate and stuff like that. But that joint went crazy.
I know.
So tell me how you felt in that moment. Not in the moment when we're having it, but as the clip goes up and there's still engagement on that joint.
Okay, so when it was posted on YouTube, I felt it was positive. When it was posted on Instagram,
Yeah, that's what I said.
Clips, I tell you. Hey, yo, the whole joint is it's a good experience in the seat. But it's my job to pull the worst possible clip that I can find that's going to be engaging.
I feel like it was a lot of worst clips.
Oh,
It was a
100%.
lot of,
Yes.
a lot of clips.
Okay, so when it went up on Instagram, hold on, let's put a pin in that real quick. I want to give a shout out to all the people that gave super chats. Now, we got some chats in here, man.
Yes, we do have some super chats in here. First and foremost, thank you so much to Kay Ann for the $5 super chat.
Woo!
We greatly appreciate you. Freddie Johnson, first and foremost, happy birthday, Freddie. Happy
Birthday,
to
my
you,
boy
all right?
Freddie. Let's
your
go.
Happy birthday.
King's Chambers Grooming Company, man. Shouts out to my brother Freddie for the $9.99 super chat. Happy birthday, brother.
There you go. There you go. Next up, Kaya, thank you so much for the super chat.
Kay, I love the kids.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you,
Marsha
Kay.
Ray, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Marsha Ray be showing up too. Thanks for the $20 super chat. Hey, listen, everybody that invested in super chats, thank you so much. Everybody that throughout this show is going to invest. Thank you so much. This isn't money so that I can go buy another pair of sneakers or for me to buy a car. We are supporting the youth, okay? We're taking the money and investing in youth entrepreneurship, okay? Because our kids deserve a chance. And I'm going to do what I do anyway. You understand? I've been investing in kids anyway with my own money. I want to give you all an opportunity to put a seed in the ground and you can watch that seed grow into a tree in your own life, okay? So no matter how big or small your super chat is, we appreciate you. We appreciate the support, okay? So drop a super chat. Join as a member. Members are like as low as, I think, $4.99, where we're dropping extra content throughout the week on YouTube. Once we continue to grow it, we'll be doing more lives, like member only lives. So you can hit the little join button. There's a join button at the bottom of this video, somewhere at the bottom of the video. Hit join. Just be a member. It's like $4.99 a month or whatever. You'll see what comes with it, okay? So thank you all so much. And shouts out to all my members because I can see the members because they got stars by their name. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Miss Akeelia at Live Marketing Agency for the $9.99 super chat. First time live. Love it. Oh, that's what's up. Oh, your first time. Well, give her a round of applause. First time in the building and still going to show some love. That super chat, that seed you put in the ground is going to grow into a tree in your own life. So I want to say thank you. All right, Miss McCoy. Okay, when the clip goes up, I think that was the first clip actually. What was going on in your head?
I read one comment. I said, okay, we're going to get out these comments real quick. Because I remember what the comment was. The comment was, you need to go and pick your laptop. Quit and pick your laptop back up. And I was like...
Dang.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, so what's interesting is I actually pinned that comment. So I'm sorry. It was so funny,
Bogus.
though. I know. Now I'm a monster. Goodness gracious. All right, so this one has 33,000 likes, 4,800 comments, and 63,000 shares. And the comment said...
It was the very first one.
Yes. So in the video, Sydney says, so 2 months ago, I gave my 2-month notice and I gave my laptop back and I was a full-time entrepreneur ever since. So Nick at Night 728 says, "Girl, go get that laptop back right TF now." Yo, that comment has 13,000 likes and 417 replies. Go get that laptop right TF now. Okay, so you didn't like that comment, and then what happened?
I came out of the comments. I let them come out of the comments.
You be seeing them still though.
I be seeing them, but the thing about it, I had my DMs was in shambles, so I had like 300 and something DMs.
Really?
300 and something DMs. I started off with 909 followers, and now I'm at 1737.
Wow.
Early this morning.
You about double? You just give around double their followers. I love that.
But everybody that was coming to my page was
coming to the rescue.
Right.
Yes.
They were positive.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that was willing to help.
Good.
And that was giving advice as well, which was what's needed.
Yo, look, and I saw all the love that she was getting. It was a bunch of like funny comments, but I saw the love. And remember, I had texted you because it was almost like you did nothing since the episode because the page looked exactly the same. And that's when I was like, I asked Kay, I said, yo, get Sydney's number. And I texted her, I was like, girl, you got to put some stuff up on this page because people going to come there and they're not going to see nothing. And I see, like, you got stuff on your page. And she went straight to like, oh, book me. She like, yo, I saw, set an appointment, period.
Now, today. See ya.
Y'all coming to the page? Oh, come by.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So I saw on your page, you ain't do nothing. It looked exactly the same. I'm like, yo, Sydney, please post something. And since then, you've been going crazy.
Yeah.
Your posts have been like super engaging. You've been doing well. So walk me through what else is going on in the business now.
So I had a lot of people reach out to be brand ambassadors, influencers.
Oh, wow.
And just would receive product. Before that, it was really tough because a lot of people was like, I want to be paid. I think one influencer at one point was like, she wanted $8,000 for one post. And I was like,
who was it?
I ain't gonna say who her name is, but she's great.
Who is it?
She's
yo, okay, yo guys, say she ain't gonna be mad. She know her number is her number. Who was it?
Her name is Crystal Heredia.
How many followers she got?
Yeah, she might be almost at 1 million.
Oh, where?
She might be, but now one thing I can sit there and say, anytime she posts for a brand, sold out. Like, look at the comments,
Really?
like, I went, it's sold out. I can't get it.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, she got it to prove.
Okay,
There's some
shouts
people
out
that
to
have
you.
1 million followers and don't have any influence at all.
That's a fact. So, have you been
internet is
tracking
free.
sales lately?
Yes.
So, when did the episode come out? How long? Do you remember?
The 31st was when it came out on YouTube.
31st.
December
so
31st.
We're about 17 days in. You know how many sales or how much money you made, or?
So between then, I would say January 1st is when, because YouTube was one thing, but Instagram. So January 1st to now, I made $700. I haven't even added the new sales, but $756.61.
Wow. So almost $800 in 17 days versus $1,000 in 10 months. We're improving.
Boom, boom,
This
boom.
is good. Okay. What have you learned through this process?
I feel like the major thing that I learned, because I was like, I didn't get what this whole experience would really do. Like, I got it, but I don't think we expected that it was going to be doing, when I looked at it, I was like 1.2 million views is crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get of how to really, and still am learning on how to use it as a marketing to be able to get the brand out there. A lot of people did support it, but there's people that have bought and was like, they hadn't even seen the episode.
Good.
Like they came across it through someone sharing it to them or whatever it may be. And I felt like for me, I needed that it's not that I'm not willing to put in the work, because I know that I am. But when I get stuck or don't know the next move, I still have to keep going. I still got to be resourceful. And so even in my situation, like, I still don't have a car, but then someone had commented, I was like, dang, I didn't look at it like that. The best thing was that my car could have got repossessed, because that's a cost that I don't have to have as far as car note, insurance, all that. So I've dumbed down my life. Of course, I am going to get another car, but I start seeing ultimately how this opportunity, because it was an opportunity, and I believe that it was set by God too, because a lot of times we want it a certain way and it doesn't come like that.
Facts.
So I will say I definitely have learned to be like, okay, we got to figure it out. And yes, I want to make sales, but I also want to retain customers as well and get the brand out there. So,
man, it's actually incredible, man. I'm really proud of you, because you've really been going hard lately. I mean, just looking at the page, your page was you wanting to be a model to actually just like it looks like you're running a business and you're having fun with the brand. So congratulations, that is awesome. I should have took some equity in your company before we aired it.
What do you do?
So West McCoy is the first plus size denim brand based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and we, of course, make clothing specifically for plus size girls right now, 14 to 24, to build up their confidence. We realized I've always been plus size, so I overheard conversations and have continued to overhear conversations that plus size women get put on the back burner, and we get subpar quality and style
When it comes to
when it comes to fashion, definitely.
Do you know Jans?
So somebody had posted that in there. Jans has actually been my coach since Jans Charte.
Jans.
So
Jants.
I had a boutique one time. When I tell you, I was in her boutique accelerator. I doubled everything doubled just by she's really good when it comes to like the boutique and clothing and fashion. She's really, really good.
Shouts out to Jants.
And we talked after.
Really?
She watched the interview, and she was just like, because I know you, so I know. She was like, you will do whatever, but she was like, you're gonna have to keep pushing. There's gonna be times that, and she was like, I think that's what you didn't really get as far as marketing. She was like, you need to know that you got to keep pushing in these times. So we sat down and discussed some other ways to really push within my situation as far as the amount of money that I don't really have to put into the business. So.
I love it. Well, good. We're here talking about entrepreneurship, and it's a scary thing, man. I think sometimes this is good that you all are like in the conversation too, and I want to pull you in, Nella, too, and get your take on this conversation, because you are also in the stage of like you're building right now, right? So I want to know like your stance on this conversation that we're having right now from your perspective.
First and foremost, just like you were saying earlier, it's not for the faint of heart. Like, you have to really first, especially if you take a leap like Sydney did and say, look, I'm leaving my job. This is it. And that's kind of where I was at when I was pregnant with baby girl. My job actually fired me after getting my maternity leave notice.
That's illegal.
And we went through.
You ain't trying to sue them?
That's illegal.
Huh?
You ain't trying to sue them?
Right?
I did.
Oh, okay, period.
I won.
They need some bread?
Yeah. I can't, of course, tell who the company is.
Why not?
But
But you can say how much.
legally, I can't say who the company
You
is.
can say how much though.
Huh?
What they give you?
We're not doing. Dave, you're so messy.
All right, let me ask you. Was it below or above like 10?
Above.
Over 10?
Yeah.
Are
You
we
got
talking
like
about
lawyers involved?
Huh?
You got lawyers involved, or you just saying?
I had got the EEOC involved. I didn't even have to hire a lawyer.
Yep.
I don't play that.
So you got your little bag. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But so we went through that whole situation for a couple months, and at the time I was in network marketing, and so from that point I was like, look, I always tell people like, you give people the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. And I was starting to experience that because the moment I lost my job, I lost my health care. Mind you, 6 months pregnant, lost my health care. I lost everything that I was relying on. And that's when I was like, look, I gotta put the metal to the pedal. Like, I have no option at this point, and I'm not going back to anybody's job. So the biggest thing for me is when you become an entrepreneur, you have to really make the decision for yourself.
That's a fact.
Despite what everybody else says, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your auntie and them, Auntie Peaches, cousin, all them, you got to make that decision for yourself and stay in it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Zell Roser's pulling up, so let's get that joint set. All right, so I want to run through this real quick. The foundational principles of entrepreneurship, and I think this would be very valuable for you as well, Sydney, because like you're growing and you're going to be successful, but there's a few things you're going to need. We talked about having a good idea, the ability to think through problems, and emotional intelligence. And I think not even as an entrepreneur, I just think as an adult, you need to have emotional intelligence. Somebody throw it in the chat. Yo, somebody send a text. We have any texts come in?
They had no questions. I was about to say that.
Yo, let's. I want to say it again.
I was about to ask about that. Nobody called in.
Oh yeah, come on. We need some call-ins. Oh really? All right. So go ahead and call in. My boy Marcus Y. Rose is coming through, and he is the entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs. Say it again. No, he'll come in. It's open still. All right, so emotional intelligence, I think it's important as a person, as an adult, to be able to control how you feel. The problem is, how do you control how you feel? Or maybe you can't control how you feel, but you can control what you do with how you feel. But that's harder for others. Like it's not easy to control. So I'm married, and sometimes I have a really, really good response. She's talking. In my head, I'm not hearing none of that because I'm about to kill you with this one. Oh, this response is about to be so lit.
Oh, you got a good one.
I got one.
That mean you ain't listening though.
Yep.
It don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Because my point is so solid. My point is so solid. Oh my gosh! Because one, I'm about to catch you up. We're gonna play these wordplay. You had said this, and then you said that. Which one is it? I'm good at this. I'm good at this argument stuff.
Does it have
the
to
great
be
debate.
But it shouldn't be.
It's like a battle.
It is a battle.
Who's right, and who's wrong.
Oh yeah, because you want to win.
You don't have to. Sometimes you got to not. And I still am learning that, but you don't have to win.
And that is, it is much easier said than done.
Yeah, because I be having to win too.
Come on with it.
But I don't have to I just win.
In this moment,
gracefully,
we can say it shouldn't be an argument. It shouldn't be a win or lose. It should be us coming to a conclusion together.
Communication.
That's what it should be. You hear the person out. Try to put yourself in their shoes. And they put themselves in your shoes. And then it's not about being right or wrong. It's about coming to an agreement and a solution. What up, Roger?
Hey.
So, and here's the thing. In the moment, and I feel like you do the same thing, and I don't even know.
What?
In the moment, go ahead, you sit down. In the moment, I know for a fact that I shouldn't say what I'm about to say.
What you about to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, as a matter of conversation.
Before you say something?
For sure. So, okay, Roser, you and your wife is getting into it.
Oh Lord, what I walk into?
Come on, man. It's a very, when it comes to entrepreneurship, I have very well-rounded conversations, okay? So, they're talking, and in my head, I'm thinking, I have a really good rebuttal that you're not going to be able to refute, and I'm going to win this. But through all the personal development that I've gone through, something pops in my head that says, David, just let it go. It ain't that serious. David, let her win. Why? Because Her feelings are valid. She is entitled to feel the way she feels. And nothing I say, there's a conversation I'm having in my head, nothing I say is going to convince her of that.
Yep.
True story.
But then this other thought creeps in my head that says, this response, though, is going to put it in all. This is going to shut this whole thing down. But I'm intelligent enough to know that I shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I can convince myself, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. And then she finishes her thought. And out of nowhere, I don't know where, the other person wins and something spews out of my mouth.
Blurt.
That is so, what's the word? What's the word when it's not directly aggressive?
Passive aggressive.
So passive aggressive and so condescending.
Condescending, that's it right there.
And I've somehow convinced myself that that I've let it go, but I say it in such a way. Mm-hmm. I know I should, but that's me not being able to control my actions based off of an emotion. So, you do that, don't you?
I don't win like that.
How you win?
I win. I like to take the long route because I'm gonna bring it up another day.
I want to draw it out.
Yep. I'm gonna let you have your one too. Okay, you did what you did. If I don't feel like arguing, all right, that's totally fine.
You stored in the mental bank.
Yep. And then
3 months later,
that moment where you done let your guard down and you ain't got no rah-rah. Yeah. Okay. Bam. Lay it out.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. I do feel like maybe did my wife do that? Yo, because everything could be. Yo, here's what's crazy.
I'm very
everything
strategic.
could be perfectly fine. We're having a good day.
Yep.
It out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. I just find it funny that.
Mm-hmm. Remember that time you was like,
or she'll start with, "Can I ask you a question?"
Yep.
I'm like, mm-mm.
I did that today. On the way here, I was like, you know what? Something bothering me. Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere.
Yep.
Rose, to catch you up. There are some foundational principles to entrepreneurship. One of them, having a good idea. You have to have a good idea, right? Mm-hmm. Number 2 is your ability to think through problems. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be fires to put out. You got to think through them. Mm-hmm. And number 3 is emotional intelligence. Meaning you have to have some sort of emotional intelligence to be a successful entrepreneur. So that's where this conversation is coming from. Let me get your perspective on emotional intelligence from a standpoint of an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, there's so many layers to it. Clinical definition, emotional intelligence, when you're talking about self-awareness, you're talking about self-discipline, self-control, things of that nature. My perspective in terms of entrepreneurship is the best way I can word it. I call it an emotional filter. Because you're going to have a bunch of stuff that you feel like not doing or things that you feel like doing. Mm-hmm. The emotional filter is to be able to separate what's good for the health of the business versus what's good for me and being able to navigate that space and kind of work, whether it's in sprints or in marathons, which is super, super hard to do as an entrepreneur. Because if not, if you fall in love with content creation, if you're a content creator every day, when are you the CEO, right? Mm-hmm. So like emotional intelligence is that gap between self-discipline, self-control. Self-control is responding to impulse. Self-discipline is making a decision. So self-control would be, I'm only going to eat 2 cookies. Self-discipline is, cookies not good for me, I'm not eating them. Mm-hmm. So emotional intelligence for entrepreneurs, really understanding high levels of self-awareness. These are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. Creating some level of self-discipline to be able to guide and control yourself, penalty and reward, and being able to have accountability. I think some people don't realize, like none of us make the intention to be unhealthy, but like one small micro decision or lack of decision or indecision at a time, we end up where we don't want to be. Mm-hmm. All right, so like that's emotional intelligence too, to be able to have check-ins. So I got people around me that hold me accountable on down the line. Be like, okay, best I'm gonna be in this area is this. Best I'm gonna be in this area is this. I need your help on this. Does that make sense?
What's more dangerous? Yes, we got a call? Okay. Go tell Reese to check his text just to make sure that the cameras and the audio are still recording after the break and stuff like that. Just double check for me. All right, we got a call. We've got a call. Who we got?
All right. All right, Ashley B, we have you on live Free Smoke with David and Friends.
Ashley, what's up? Where you at? Ashley?
Oh, how you do this?
I'm good. How you doing? You good?
Oh, y'all can...
Hey, girl.
Okay, hey, y'all. Hold on, let me turn this down. Because I'm listening to y'all.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely turn your video down.
Okay. All right, so I'm inspired by the two designers, and I am 6'2", and I want to start a shoe line, Ashley B, Long Island by Ashley B. And I just wanted to know, what are your suggestions in starting that foundation from the two ladies?
Love it. You want to start, Sid?
So you said you want to start, just to make sure I heard you right. This is Sydney. You said you want to start you're 6'2" and you want to start a shoe company.
Okay.
Yes,
I want to start a shoe brand for women with larger size feet.
Okay, and what would it start at, and what would the smallest size start at?
I would say 11,
Okay.
all the way up to maybe a 15.
Okay. How do you? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Smallest is 11.
Ma'am?
Women? Or?
No, that's women. I wear size 14. I'm 6'2", so yes, and it's hard for me to find shoes that actually comfortable.
Just for the people who have larger feet.
Yeah. Did you?
Yes.
Only reason I asked that is because I thought about that, and then I also did a little market research. The reason why I was wondering why you would start at 11, only because the research that I've kind of done on that area is that like an 8.5, 9. I know I'm a size 10, and a 10 be gone. 10, 11, you can't get them. They are sold out. When I worked at H&M, even the shoes that they had, they're gonna be gone. Size 10s are out. You not gonna find them, and then when you go up, you can't find them. And then I think a 13 was really non-existent. A lot of shoe brands didn't even sell 13. So it was like 12 was the cutoff. And if they did have a 13, they were ugly shoes, horrible shoes. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was asked. I would kind of look into that, maybe bringing it down to maybe a 9. Because of the fact that I will say I'm a 10 and I can't find nothing. Even if I do a 10.5, 11, like they're gone. And then of course I can understand you with going large, because there's like the options for size 13, 14 are pitiful. So I would say do more market research on that to see. I don't know if you're just in the beginning, so you don't have a name for the brand. But if you don't have a name for the brand, if you have social media, I would definitely poll that way. And then I would poll that way, social media, to see who are the girls that like what size they kind of wear. And then you can do that as well. And are you looking to white label, or go through wholesaling would mean that you're going to put your name on shoes that are already available, or are you looking to product development to go into manufacturing?
Oh yeah, it would be manufacturing, product development for sure.
Okay.
So I guess she wants to understand the process of developing. You got any steps on that?
I would say do more research. Go on like Alibaba, AliExpress. There is a website. It's like thomasnet.com or thomas.com, where you can see like all of the manufacturers that's like in America. I would say like do research within there. Figure out like what kind of designs and stuff that you want to put together. So when you're talking to these people, you have something that you're gauging your conversations and growing your conversations on. Remember that they like real people too. A lot of them are like Chinese, especially when you on Alibaba and stuff like that. You can FaceTime them, so that way before you begin to sample and go through the whole process, you could get a feel. Whenever I talk to a manufacturer, I always ask them, like, what's the process? Like, what are all the things that I need in order to produce this design or to produce this thing? And those are the best people to talk to, because they're going to tell you, okay, you need a tech pack. So then all you got to do is figure out, how do I get a tech pack for this thing?
What is a tech pack?
It's like your design on flat on a piece of paper, though. But like every single piece of what you want on your thing.
Right. So the details, even like I wanted this amount of inches for a size medium, and like this is the width, all that kind of stuff. Just for those that's listening that don't understand, I've been in the space for a minute, so that's why I just want you to explain it like that.
Yeah.
But I am on the website thomasnet.com.
Is that it?
Yeah, I never even heard of this. You put me on thomasnet.com. Over 500,000 commercial and industrial suppliers. That's next level.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Did you have anything else to help her out with?
Also looking competitors, because I know it's a young lady. The brand is called, I'm not sure. She's based out of Atlanta. She's 25, and she does, I think she starts at a size 9 and higher, but she does larger feet for like dress shoes and things like that, formal wear. So I guess figure out if you wanted to go the formal wear route, or you're gonna go inform, like to niche further down. Like, what do you want to do? Because there are other competitors in your space, and I would look at what they're doing too. And she's in Macy's.
This is good too. Like you can literally, I'm on here right now, just searching shoes, and then it come up. So is this better than Alibaba or what?
So I think all of those are like in America.
Oh,
but it's those companies, the same type of stuff that's in other countries, but here in America. But you can find anything. I was looking to get my own glue manufacturer, and I wanted to get a reverse engineer, and I found a lot of good different places on there.
Good. Okay, did that help, Ash?
It definitely helped. And y'all said it was called thomasnet.com. Is that what it's called?
Thomasnet, THOMASNET.com.
Okay, and I just want to say y'all, thank y'all. Just even facing the anxiety to come on here live, I appreciate y'all. So that was like a next step I had to reach. So thank y'all so much.
Absolutely. Good. Okay, I was about to say something. What was I about to say before I was really interrupted by that call? I'm just playing.
I think it was about risk.
I don't think that was it. It's cool. Anybody else, just make sure you send a text message. We'd love to take your questions right now. Emotional intelligence. How do we stop ourselves from reacting? Oh, this was my question. I was going to ask this to you and all of you all. What's more dangerous? Someone that's ignorant, meaning they don't know, or someone that knows and still continues to act against it?
The person that knows.
Say it again?
The person that knows.
So why you be doing what you be doing?
I don't be doing nothing. I be chilling. I do.
I can't explain why. And again, I'm not like the most emotionally intelligent person. However, I've worked on it. I've worked on it, and I think some people quit based off emotion. So what's your answer?
You want a simple, like this one or that one?
I need that Marcus Rozier.
Okay. All righty.
I'm gonna get into it.
Unaware ignorance, is dangerous to themselves, right? I don't know what I don't know, so now I'm inflicting myself. I could be ruining a relationship that I need to be the best version of myself. So it's the same as a person who is self-inflicting or harming themselves, because the only way I see me is through you communicating to me what I need to change, right? So that's unaware ignorance. I don't know it. I'm ignorant to it. You're informing me, and I reject it. Aware ignorance, I'm aware of it, and I'm so ignorant that I don't even allow information to enter in. Like I'm making a decision to stay ignorant. So I think anytime you inform me of what you see with your eyes and I can also see that I'm doing, I reject that as if you're making it up. Although it keeps playing itself out. You ever seen someone who keeps having the same experience with multiple people and they feel as if everyone is narrating something against them, right? So I think both are dangerous. One is self-inflicting. The other is dangerous because it's harmful to other people. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm ignorant, I'm harming me. If I'm aware and just make the decision and I know, I'm harming other people, which in essence eventually harms me too. So both are equally dangerous.
Wow. Sid.
I feel like I agree with Marcus on it. Everybody in that situation gets harmed. So being ignorant, just you not knowing what's going on, you harming other people. But then I still feel like you're harming other people around you in that same sense. But if you do know, like, I'm harming other people, it's gonna be the same thing. Everybody's getting casualties at wars is happening.
As an entrepreneur, and I want to talk to you two, and I know you gotta run in a second.
At 5, I'm gonna leave it.
Okay, cool. As an entrepreneur, has there been emotional moments where you've just made the wrong decision? Like, yo, I can't take all this stuff right now. I'm just going to leave. I'm closing down early. I'm straight. Or I just don't feel like posting today. How often do these things affect you?
Nowadays, it doesn't affect me now, but I quit twice. I gave away all my materials. I gave away my sewing machines, mannequins. I don't want to talk to y'all. Don't ask me to sew nothing. I didn't sew for years because I was over it.
Man, what were you over?
First of all, I just was very overwhelmed, period. Just because prom season is very overwhelming anyways. And then I was already on the verge of quitting just because, like, I can't do nothing else but sew dresses. Like, I'm tired of sewing dresses. I want to do something else. Like, I can't do anything but sew when I'm sewing. And then the pandemic hit, and then I was stuck with like $50,000 worth of dresses. And that put the icing on the cake. And I was like, I ain't never making another dress ever again. Yeah, but yeah, it just, most of the time it comes just from being overly overwhelmed with the people. It's like 1,000 people want my attention. I can't get on Instagram. I can't go live my life. I can't do anything because everybody wants my attention. Everybody pulling me, make me this dress, and then you got the people that's upset about something. Then it just be a lot.
Yeah, got you. Sid?
Yes. For me, as I stated in my episode, I had a business partner. She's the McCoy to West McCoy, and that's still my best friend. And having her exit the company due to grief in her end, her mother passed away. When her mom passed away, and then she came to me, and I felt like God came to me and was like, hey, like, she gonna exit the business and you gonna take over the business, was a lot because I'm used to always having her. We had designated, like, okay, she's good at this, I'm good at this. When it came to the marketing, when it came to not knowing that, hey, I'm good at a lot of things, to have to make decisions by myself solely became very overwhelming because you're solo dolo at this point in time when you're used to having a business partner. That was a great, when I tell you a great business partnership, we had a great business partnership. And so now I'm like, okay, if something happens or if I'm having an off day, I still got to push through compared to when you have a business partner. Somebody might be having a good day. Somebody might have a bad day. It balances itself out because you got that other person to depend on. And if you don't know anything, y'all both are like, we'll figure it out together. So I had to switch my mindset to be like, okay, you're solo in this thing. You're going to have to figure it out. And how you were resourceful the first time, you can do that again.
Yeah, for sure. Rozier, do your emotions control, especially married, new baby, when you, like, it's a lot to handle. You know what I mean? It's not just there. I think as you get more responsibilities in other areas of your life, you can't just separate them. Yeah, because you want to separate business from personal and all that kind of stuff, right? But it's hard because you're a person and you kind of take whatever you're dealing with from home into business and everything you're dealing with business to your house. So even like today, are there any areas of improvement for emotional intelligence?
Oh my God, on an ongoing basis. I'm on this kick this year, man. That's like a primary area for me where that's actually a line item. Like, you know, when you're looking at data reports and you're seeing leads, conversions, sales, my emotional health is on the calendar. If you get what I'm saying, like normally I would plan my lunches, my things for business. Now, every time before an event and after an event, I'm on the calendar to do nothing. You get what I'm saying? So when you're talking about taking work home, I try not to. I separate the two. Here's what I mean. I'm acutely aware of all the people I employ. I'm not going into it ignorant, thinking a relationship is something that it's not. Right? So I used to carry the weight of, man, if I got to make a decision for business, now I'm tense, I'm at home chilling with my girl, I'm thinking about that. The moment I stop paying, my relationship with them ends. So I'm not going to carry an emotional weight that impacts the people I love when my relationship with them is financial.
Yeah.
The people that work for me care about their check.
Yeah.
Now they have care for me, but their needs trump mine. So it's like I try to make these mental and that's emotional intelligence. Like, why would I carry and pull in that emotional weight of certain things or creating boundaries?
Yeah.
I pre-schedule everything. You know what I'm saying? Like a rhythm. Like, let's use when you're talking about carrying home. I only coach on Mondays. Yeah. That's it. That's a boundary in coaching. Hey, what if Monday don't work for me? I'm not your coach.
Period.
I coach on Monday. I only do my content days and my staff trainings is Tuesdays. Stuff related to spiritual development is Wednesdays. Thursdays are my think days. That is emotional intelligence. It's realizing I don't want to drop the ball in any of these, so I give all of me in a rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to do. If not, I was burnt out. Multiple companies, you know, like what some of the things that we have to do. How am I getting better? I do check-ins. Like on my phone, I do them twice a day. I actually just taught it to people in my CEO program. We do what we call office hours 3 times a day, 10, 10, 10. Morning time, you set an alarm. Whatever time you choose is 10 minutes. And you create what we call MVPs, your most valuable priorities for the day. If your wife on it, then you schedule that the way you would schedule a meeting or a coaching call and don't miss it. If your health is on it, you just list your MVPs, your most valuable priorities. Your mid checkpoint, your second 10-minute, and it literally should only take 10 at first, you just want to be consistent, is what we refer to as VIPs. It's a filter. Because you're looking at your list of MVPs, all the stuff you got to do, but mid part of the day, it's like, shoot, I'm running out of time. So you ask, is it valuable, is it important, is it profitable? And you start eliminating things off your MVPs.
That's not valuable, important, or profitable.
It got to be 3 for 3.
You got to be all 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's mid part of the day. Imagine you made a list on your MVPs of 7 things. But now it's 3 o'clock and you got to be done by 6. You need a filter for your second check-in. So you can make sure, oh, shoot, I got to be done by 6. All right.
This one got to be done.
So now you create this list for the next power hours, what we call it. All right, give yourself 1 hour to blitz through your top VIPs.
Yeah.
That's efficiency. Last part of the day, your last check-in as you wrap up the day at 6 o'clock is your profit planning and scoring, where it's like, okay, you looking back over the day and you looking forward into the next day. That ain't number 30 minutes. It's 10, 10, 10. I taught them that because now your emotional health should be in that.
Yeah.
That's like, that ain't just to-do list. That is, how do I want to feel? Am I burned out? Am I tired? So if I say my MVPs are to make sure I spend undisturbed time and go, my wife like to go for walks. I ain't really my vibe, right? So I look on it, and that was on my MVP for Wednesday. We also do date night on Wednesday nights. Every Wednesday except the first Wednesday of the month. First Wednesday of the month, teach Bible. You see how clear it is, right? Yeah. That ain't but 30 minutes. So it's like, I'm telling you principles that I instituted in my life because I know what it is like to be overextended and to look as if you are flaky or non-responsive when really you just overextended. You look like you're like, man, you ain't dependable. I am. I said yes to you and 7 other people.
Yeah. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
This is good, man.
Wait, so you said the first 10 minutes you go through your priority list.
Yeah, that's your MVPs, your most valuable priorities. So it's like, if you know, I don't typically work before 10.
Okay.
First part of the morning belongs to me. So I want to know, how am I want to hear from me and God in the morning. So normally when people text me early, they don't get a response to at least an hour later because of how locked in I am. You know what I'm saying? By 10, I already know my MVPs. So I start work then. I don't like to organize at the same time I'm in execution.
Okay, I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
You should already know before.
Yeah, because the night before, you already in a rhythm. Because
Okay.
if you sit to plan your work at the same time you're doing your work, you can't execute at that level. You need time to already know what it is. When you go into the studio, I already know what I'm filming. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Got you.
This is good.
MVP,
I know I
VIP.
talk fast. That all makes sense. Like
It do. That's really
That's
good.
3 office hours, 10, 10, 10.
I think that's super important, man. And like knowing who you are, and that comes to like self-awareness, you need to know what boxes to put yourself in. You know what I mean? Because you probably know that if you don't have these boxes or these boundaries, then everything's gonna crash.
Yeah.
Because if me without guardrails, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If I'm not, even
I
if
don't
I'm
function well without structure.
Oh, bro.
Like
Bruh.
I just can't do it.
Yeah. Here's what's cool too. There are some people who don't like structure, but they need it.
They need it so bad. Oh my God.
I guess.
Yeah, I know. Keep your judgment to yourself, though. Golly. I know.
It's you.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God.
I don't like it, but I need it.
Yeah.
I need it. So my goal is to be home by like 5 or 6 o'clock every day. Without that goal, I'm here all night.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's not that I get home at 5 o'clock every single day, but because I have that in place, I know internally there's like there's a clock that says, oh, 5:30, I feel something.
Yeah.
6 o'clock, I'm starting to get anxiety a little bit. I'm still here, 6:30. I know I better send a text message, but that's what I did. Also, man, listen, y'all really got to find your blind spot. So I get super frustrated when things are late. So Zell knows, like, if, like, for this, like 3 o'clock, if 2:50 hits, so 2:30, I'm like, yo, let's get this TV on, make sure the audio's checked, call in, this is working. 2:45, 2:50, 2:53, my tone gets more aggressive because I don't know what it is about like being on time. I need this. So I have been blessed to have a business partner that's always late. Now, it's pretty cool this year. She's made it like a point for herself that I'm going to be on time. And this whole year she's been on time, but historically she's always late. And not 15, 20 minutes late, but 3-4 minutes late. But that burns me. And like she just come in, hey, good morning. And I'm sitting there like, it's 10:05, bro. What's up with you? You know what I mean? Yeah. But then I had to realize, and again, I say I'm blessed to have a business partner that's late because that gave me an opportunity to work on that issue. Because the issue isn't that she's late. The issue is I'm getting frustrated that she's late. That's the real problem. So if I never had that person to spark that in me, I couldn't realize, okay, it's happening again. And Dave, it's 6 minutes. It's fine. It's not like we're going live. We're just recording. It's cool. So like that is something that I've been working on. And in my head, I'm thinking, I could have every time she comes in, no. And it could ruin the entire relationship because I'm not emotionally intelligent to know that this is a me problem, not her. So that was like a realization that I had like probably the second half of last year. And it becomes easier and easier for me to deal with it because I know it, and this is now a challenge for me. And I'm working on it, so I'm better at it now.
And one thing I noticed that when you begin to like work on yourself in that way, those outside problems that used to irritate you will probably begin to dissolve.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's a fact, man.
Begin to dissolve.
Goodness gracious. And I don't think we should hold on to those long, right? Like I said earlier, it's okay for my daughter to cry about not getting something and be upset because she's 2.
Yeah.
But not at 20, not at 30. You know what I mean? There are some people who never stop the process of crying because you ain't get what you want and acting out because you ain't get what you want.
Yep.
Go into the prisons, you'll find there's a lot of people that acted out because they didn't get what they want. And that process as a child never stopped. So we have to become emotionally intelligent. I'm like, for myself, how long am I going to live with this extreme frustration at other people being late? How long am I going to like cry and get upset? So we can't, whatever it is that we're dealing with, it's okay for right now because you have it already. But it's not okay to be dealing with this by the end of the year. And I don't know what that is for the person that's listening, but it's important for you. So before we move on, anybody else on that? You got something you got to share?
I was going to ask, what's the distinction between like just normalizing, accepting that's them and it's somebody you got to work on, or caring enough about the relationship to communicate the boundary of how what you do affects me?
Say it again. Say that one more time.
Right. So if in your example, person always late, oh, it's not that big of a deal. There is like, how long could you work at a deficit where you're having to be sacrificial of your needs for someone else's, right? Before challenging the person and communicating, not in the anger, but like, yo, let's figure out something that works both ways. You know what I'm saying? The balance between it. I made a rule to myself. Because to your point, when you talk about acting out, all acting out is not visibly seen. Some people use their silence as a weapon.
Oh my gosh, that's my sharpest tool, bro.
Right. Like,
I'm so good at that.
Right. And normally that is right. You know the person cares. People don't use silence as a weapon if you feel like it doesn't matter. When you know they care and you withdraw your communication to a person, that's your weapon. Some people use their words and they speak out and say rude things. Some people use their actions. So it's like, how does it get to that point? How does it bubble up? I think sometimes not having the conversation. So I'm not the type of person. As an entrepreneur, here's what I think some of us have to understand. As an entrepreneur, we are wired to see something and move towards it and fix it. If not, we're not real entrepreneurs. True entrepreneurship is where you take on the burden and the weight, or in essence, to work for free for a group of people to solve their problem for them and then market how you solved it for them, right? So you saw something, you moved towards it. Hey, somebody, the young lady, there's not a lot of people who wear big sizes. She's trying to solve a problem for a group of people who are struggling with something she's going to spend money to solve. You'd be naive to think that part of your personality shuts off in a relationship. You bring you to all aspects of it, because entrepreneurship is not just a business, it's a wiring. You're wired in a way that the filter of your life perceives and processes information. Your RAS, reticular activating system, sees and filters into your world things that you see that nobody else sees. Somebody else see blood and say, oh my God. Somebody else see it and say, let me see. Entrepreneurs see things differently. So in my relationship, I understand I can't turn that part of me off, and she'd be crazy because she benefits from that side. So what part of me would say, oh, that's cool, or say, nah, we got to bring some structure. Now,
I think that it's a complex situation, right? Because so let's say, for instance, Donnie, she knows it, and again, I'm super proud of her because she on her own was like, yo, this is something that I'm going to be working on. We all got something we need to be working on, so she wouldn't mind me sharing it. But she knows how I feel, and I've said it. But then she comes late again, and then I can say it again. At some point, I have to realize that I'm either going to accept her the way she is.
That's exactly what you have to do.
Right? Because I can say, like, if it's me and my wife, like, she doesn't have the... so you can imagine if this happens with Donnie, and this is once a week, my wife is the same way. I have this internal clock where we're supposed to leave at 7 o'clock. And you just started your makeup at 7.
Are our ladies related?
Oh, bro. I don't know what's going on. Like, at some point you got to realize that you can't fix other people.
You have to accept.
So you have to accept. Am I going to accept this person and love this person for who they are? And then I start looking internally. This is a me thing. It's not them. And anytime you have something where there's a weak spot where the enemy can like really press on that button, that button will always be pressed until it can't anymore. So me and my wife, we haven't argued about her timeliness in a while because that's something I realized, I needed this experience. I'm better now. I can expect it. So now I just gotta lie. Like, we were supposed to be there at 8. I tell her we're supposed to be there at 7.
You figured out a solution.
I'm a strategic thinker.
Exactly. Yes.
And she always guessing like, David, okay, listen, is it 8 or is it 7? I'm really going to be on time this time. But it's really cool because now once I let it go and stop like arguing about it, she's even improving in that area. So once you let go of you trying to change people, and you realize, okay, it's something I got to work on, oh my gosh, life gets sweet. Life gets sweet, bro. Yeah, man. That's a you
I'm going to stay out of this one.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we have learned we just don't ride together. Right? For real. Like, because we're going to get there in a bad mood. Like, yo, I'll meet you there. Text me when you're outside.
You're going to have a bad mood.
Yep.
You're going to be in a bad mood. And you're going to cause her to be in a bad mood because she don't think nothing's wrong with what's going on. And you think everything's wrong with it. So you need to figure out a way. Yo, try this one time.
Does your lady do it even if you got to speak somewhere? Hey, I really want to go with you.
Absolutely.
And still like.
Yeah. But now I know how to navigate that.
Acceptance over expectations.
So if I got to speak at 5, babe,
at 3.
They told me I got to be there at 3:30. So if I got to be there at 3:30, she's going to cause me to get there at 3:45, 4. But I ain't really got to be there until 4:45. I'm happy. She's happy. We both arrive at a happy place.
Not you cracked the code.
Bruh, it's...
The moral of the story is, fellas, you got to lie to your lady more often.
No, why would you say that?
That's 100% the moral of the story. That's 100% the moral.
No. My bio to relationship expert.
You have to lie to your lady.
And that helped me with even like customers and interactions in business because I realize if my customer or somebody I'm trying to do business with is making me mad, the real issue isn't what they're saying. The real issue is how I'm internalizing it. Now I can decide whether to work with the person or not, but however it goes, you're not about to ruin my day.
Exactly.
So next point. I think this is a good one. Number 1 was you got to have a good idea. Foundational principles of entrepreneurship. This is the stuff that they don't tell you as an entrepreneur, that you have to have a good idea, the ability to think through problems. You got to have emotional intelligence, and you have to have some sort of internal motivation. If your only motivation is when you see a video or when you and your friends start talking about business, that's when you get excited. Or when the pastor gives a message, you are inspired in that moment. You got to figure out how to create, like incubate that feeling and keep it with you on a regular basis. And I know you're short on time. So I want to know what that internal motivation looks like for you to keep going when you ain't feeling it.
When I'm not feeling it, I still got a lot of bills. I got a baby.
Financial motivation, I ain't mad.
Yeah. What keeps me going is it's bigger than me. So I have this thing on my whiteboard. It says that don't be selfish. It's bigger than you. Which this thing that I'm creating is not even about me. So if I just don't do anything towards it today, I'm not hurting myself. I'm hurting whoever it is that I'm supposed to help. That's one of my internal motivators.
You got a child, right?
And she
child
can't see
inspire
her
you?
mama. She does inspire me. Like
In what way?
she done went through so much. Like I just want her life to be the best life ever. Like I just want her to have every single thing that she needs. When she becomes 16, I want to be able to provide her with those things so she could be successful. So if you want to be a business owner, if you want to go to college, if you want to do whatever, I want to be able to create that avenue for her to take whatever route she wants to take so she could be free.
That's good. Sydney, I want to have a conversation with you because I'm not 100% sure you have that internal motivation because there's no reason, like even in the hot seat that we did, there's no reason that you should have produced such little results. And what? Especially
if you work with Shands, like 10 months, $1,000, and you work with Shands, because I've been inside that course. Like you have
we
no.
were in different. That's how like it was different because I didn't do the accelerator.
So you didn't do the
I did ecom elementary.
Oh, okay, I was about to say there's no excuse because when I say she lays every single thing out from your back end, she's not telling you, oh, get dressed and post pictures on the internet. She's telling you this is how you order your inventory. This is how you do this. This is how you get rid of your inventory. This is how you run a sale. This is your profit margin. Like
So all that.
That's
so
a good
with all
investment
that.
to
That's
do.
the one thing. Like I heard people say they went viral, and their back end wasn't done. My back end was done. I didn't have any problem on that. So because of her, so making sure that I had a whole thing of my inventory count, down to, you know, how we check it in. Like me and her had came up with a system of how, you know, in inventory, we didn't even talk about that until, because like purchasing inventory, she wanted to make sure that you had the basics down of like, is this going to be an actual business? Because a lot of times and I say include myself, we do stuff because of what we want to do. But that's what I was saying, doing the market research. Like we went through that part of the market research.
Yeah,
So now you got to do the work.
Yeah, I don't think you have a problem with like setting up the stuff on your business because I think you spent a lot of your day just setting up, getting ready to get ready.
Yep.
But my fear for you in this moment right now is you've got a moment of exposure and people are coming to support and you have a really good product and the eyes are on you. But eventually people are going to forget about that clip. And based on your historical actions, you traditionally take your foot off the gas. And I don't know if you, even in this moment, you have an internal motivation. You have a motivation to do something now because there's some energy around your brand. I'm very interested to see what happens with you in the next 6 months when this moment has passed. You need some sort of internal motivation that gets you up every single day. And that's honestly, I'm a little nervous right now because I don't know how you're going to handle it. And hopefully you're not the old you, but the old you would just stop. Any of your responses?
I would say with that internal GPS, I guess, inside of me is the anxiety. I don't think I've ever felt since the clip or just in general, I wouldn't even just say because of the clip, but the anxiety that I have felt of like, ooh, I'm letting people down. Not even just letting my customers down, or like, how can I build something that is sustainable? Because of course I want to say it's about the sale, and it is about the sale. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not about the money, but the anxiety that I've felt, I would say since January 1st of like I'm uncomfortable. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I need to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep on going like that. I can't explain or voice or verbally talk about that feeling, but it's like I can't breathe. I've never had that before this.
Yeah.
Ever before. I'm like, okay, we gotta figure this because I can't breathe.
Good. Love it. Rozier, internal motivation. It's one of the major challenges as entrepreneurs, especially you go to an event, you leave motivated, hyped up, page full of notes.
Yeah.
3 weeks later,
Out of there.
gone. So talk to me. Like where do we find this internal motivation?
I got a lot of different thoughts. So I don't want to talk at people. I rather talk with them.
Come on.
My journey, I think we can vacillate between both. At a certain point, it's being honest. What I call self-honesty, right? So the highest form of self-love is self-honesty. So when people say, "Oh, you got to love on yourself," the way you do that is by being honest internally. To say, "I've got to get better at this. So for me, I was an expert procrastinator. The reason I say expert, when you learn a million ways to convince yourself that you work better under pressure, that is not true. Most people lie so loudly that they believe it. I believe that I work better under pressure when really I just procrastinated. Because what happens is, if who I am as a person who is, my life is built around helping other people, your life is not set up to help people when you procrastinate, because you always got to choose between you and them. It puts you in conflict. You're one emergency away from being selfish all the time.
You're one emergency away from being selfish.
All the time when you procrastinate. I was that. So if I wait to the last minute and I got to have something done by 3 and you call me at 2:20 and you have an emergency, I got to choose between you and me, even though I love you.
Yep. Yep.
So procrastination robs you and you convince yourself. So like I was that. And year after year, I told myself I would do this, I would do that. I would go to events. It broke for me in 2010. October 10, 2010, that's really what I celebrate as my birthday, although my birthday's in May, because that's the day I was born. I made a determination to every single day, I made a commitment to God to give him 10% of the day. Instead of tithe, into the gift that he gave me. It was just to make sure I didn't go day after day after day doing nothing. Does that make sense? So that, like speaking, eliminating I was like, what people see now is like, man, teach me how to speak, bro. I'm 14 years strong, just developing these things. Here's my point. From October 10th, 2010, making a commitment to every day invest in certain areas or to move forward, or put, like what I tell people when I go to an event, I put the information on my calendar. So then I meet with the information following it. Why? It seems like I'm highly organized when really I'm just trying to protect myself from what I am. You get what I'm saying? Like me scheduling everything is me protecting myself from procrastinating.
Wow.
Right. So that broke 2010, 2015. I'm like, okay, I've been saying I'm gonna write a book for years. It sounds genius to say you wrote 23 books in 3 months. You wrote your first book in 10 days. No, it was 1 chapter a day so I could stop procrastinating. That feeling of when you finally keep your word to yourself, self-honesty, changes everything for you. It's a feeling that you don't even understand when you can give yourself a promise and keep a word to yourself.
Yeah.
It changes who you are as a person. So I would say for any person, you owe it to yourself to figure out what it would look like if every time you gave yourself a promise, you kept it. It will change your entire life. And to give yourself an actual, where my camera at?
Talk to him,
and to give yourself no excuses and no outs. If you can tell yourself today that I'm going to do X by this date and nothing externally happens. It ain't C19, 20, 21, 22. Nothing internally happened. You ain't sick, nauseous, no flu, no sickness, no vomiting, and no emergency happened, and you don't do it. That's an area that needs for you to improve in personal development, accountability, and self-honesty, because there's nothing preventing you. So what you want to do, here's the spiritual side, is qualify and prove to God that he can trust you with people. Because if he can't trust you with yourself, he's not going to be able to trust you with people. And if you build a business and you have never been able to meet a deadline, on the other end of someone's money is not going to change you to meet deadlines.
Wow. Golly. Man, yeah, just hit a little button or something. I don't know, J-Star. Golly. Hey, I think this is very important. Hey, listen, y'all. Call in. Well, send a text. Don't call. Send a text message. We would love to have hear your voice and calling your thoughts. Questions 404-421-5732. Send a text message. We'd love to hear from you. We have myself, Mr. Marcus Y. Rozier. We also got CEO Wes McCoy, Sydney in the building, who's formerly known from the hot seats.
I was like, man, her face looked familiar.
Yeah.
Dope.
She was the $1,000 in 10 months. Yo, 1 million something views on that.
That's a good opportunity for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, because imagine a year from now coming back and now, like, hey, look what I did. That's a great episode.
Yeah, almost $800 in 17 days. She did $1,000 in 10 months since the episode. But you can see the difference just looking at her page. Like there's motion, there's activity, there's creativity, there's content, it's just, I'm super proud of you. I am super duper proud of you, man. So for those that are, make sure you send that text message. We'd love to hear from you. So we're talking about the things they don't tell you about entrepreneurship. You need to have that internal motivation. And I don't know what that is for you. And here's what I'll say, man. People say, before I had kids, people would say, man, once you get some kids, they put the battery in your back to go provide. And I don't think that's true. Like, once you have kids, that becomes your why. It don't.
It ain't enough.
It don't. Go ahead, pull that up.
One thing that I've learned, because before I had baby girl, as y'all can see right here, before I had baby girl, my why was one of my grandparents. And my grandparent passed away. So what can I, that no longer can be my why because you're no longer here. And not to bring down, but your why always has to be something that is emotionally connected to you personally. And yes, great, it can be your child. You can want a better life for your child, but there's always a reason behind that.
Facts.
For me, I've been in situations where I've been homeless. I've been in situations where, look, I'm trying to figure out what I'm about to eat and put on the table for tonight. I've been in situations where I've been in abusive relationships and things of that nature. My why, yes, I want a better life for her, but my why is because I want a better life for her because of the fact that I don't want her to go through those things that I've gone through.
Yeah.
I don't want her to experience that. I want her to have options and not obligations in life. So that's my why. Although I want her to thrive, I also want to prove to myself that I can, like Marcus was saying, that I can follow through on the things that I'm saying I'm going to follow through on.
100%.
That I can stand on the business that I've decided to start. Yeah. That I can serve the people that God has called me to serve.
Got you.
So.
Got you. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. People claim that they're kids or, other people, I do this for my family, but that's not the truth because you see people one moment say, yo, I gotta do it. I gotta do it for my family. They're relying on me. Well, 6 months later, you're not grinding, you're not hustling, you're not out here, you're not doing the thing that you need to do, and you're distracted and you're not doing what's required. So does that mean that you no longer care about your family? Like people are so, I got to do it for my kids. No, you don't. Because you have to take you with you every single day. Whether your kids be on the back of your mind. Now, there are other situations where some people are pushed because their why is a loved one, meaning their loved one has something that they need, medication that needs to be paid for, and they don't have insurance. And if I don't go out and get this money, they die. That's a different type of why. I have to go get this because there are some direct consequences. But you saying because I want to get my mom this big house, for the most part, that is not going to be your motivation. So we need to find something internally that causes you to get up the times that you don't feel like getting up. Making the calls when you're afraid. Bro, there was I stole this from somebody. And I know who I stole it from, but I'm not going to say it. The first time I said it, I told the person that I stole it from them. You know what I mean? I said that. But now it's just, I heard it. And the next time I say this, I'll just say it. Here we go. So he painted this picture and he asked, imagine there are two skyscrapers and these two large buildings are 50 feet apart from each other. And between the building that you're standing and the other building, there's a small walk path, meaning maybe the size of a ruler. So imagine imagine a building 50 stories high. In between these two buildings, it's 50 feet apart with the size of a ruler, which is the bridge between them two. If there was $100,000 on that other building, would you walk across these two buildings to go get $100,000? Would you?
I'll be honest, no.
No. 100. Okay. Let's say like you really been on your what's it called? Like your fitness journey, and you feeling nimble. You ready to move. There's $500,000 on the other building. Would you do it? $500,000.
Oh, no.
You've been working out. You've been preparing for this thing. Would you?
I've heard you say, I don't know, money, maybe because I have family members and then also my parents, like, I didn't grow up in a struggling situation.
I got you real quick. $1 million.
I would have to attack something else with that $1 million. Like something not
Here
monetary.
Here we go. Same scenario. 50 stories high, buildings 50 feet apart, size of a ruler that you can walk by. Mm-hmm. The other building is on fire. Mm-hmm. And a loved one, the person that you love the most, is on that other side. You got just enough time to go from this building to that building, get your loved one and bring them back. Are you going? Think about the person that you love the most. You don't got kids, right?
No, I have godchildren, but for my mother, I would.
Your mother,
and my
she's
dad,
on the
I would
building.
do it. Yeah.
So, without thought, you're going to get them. So some people put money on the other building, and they're like, it'd be nice. It's a good idea. The money gets high enough, I'll go. But if there's a loved one on that other building that you are going to save, there's not a whole lot of, let me think. You said $1 million, right? There's no thought behind it. It's I'm going. If my baby is on the other side and the building's on fire, I got enough time to go get my baby and come back. I'm going, period. I'm not worrying about risking my life. I'm going. But when people's money is motivation, it really depends on how much money is over there, how much they think they can get. It's internally, do I feel like I'm worthy enough? And it's not that dire of a situation. So today, I'm not going to work. But we need something that's going to inspire us past the money. Because based on the money that you have right now, you haven't died, so it's cool. You're still happy. Got enough to get a bottle with your friends. Food in your refrigerator, gas, if you got a car. So that's the inspiration, and that's how we have to look at it. We got to find something that draws us past a new car or a new house, because that doesn't last at all. So before we move on to the next point, anything else on internal motivation? Y'all good? Let's go. Number 5. Woo! The things they don't tell you as an entrepreneur, you got to have some sort of risk tolerance. Risk tolerance. I talked about it in the very beginning. Y'all two weren't here, but there's a couple different types of entrepreneurs. One entrepreneur says, I'm going to start this little business, but I already have a job. So it doesn't cost me anything to start this business. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's cool. If I sell my house and have a bunch of cash, I'll get some inventory. And if I sell the stuff, I'll sell it. If not, it's cool. It's not that big of a risk. I'm not spending my last. And I'll just start putting it together. If people don't like it, I'll just start something else. It's cool. It doesn't hurt me. You have this other entrepreneur where they have a slightly higher risk tolerance. Maybe they'll spend half their money to put it into something, but it's not going to kill them if it doesn't work out. Some person, they'll put their money into, you good? You need something? What's up? Huh? You text me. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. You actually could have told me. No. Let's get them to put it on a hard drive so that they can take it with them and then replace the cards. Oh, so get a hard drive from them. Yeah, see if he has one. Just try to work it out. It's cool. Dang, where was I?
Risk tolerance.
Risk tolerance, yes. So in risk tolerance, the meaning is risk tolerance is the degree of risk or uncertainty that is acceptable. They include aggressive, moderate, and conservative. Conservative, I'm going to put some of my money into something, a secure stock or something like that, and it might hit. Low tolerance. They might give me 10% a year. It's cool. I'll put some money into a life insurance plan. I'll put some money into my 401k, let it grow 50 years. I'll be straight. Moderate, they have a higher tolerance, but they're not really going to go all in. You know what I mean? I got a couple dollars. I'll put something into it. I'll be mad if I lose it, but it won't kill me. But then you got that one entrepreneur, and I've been there. I don't know, Roger, if you've ever been there, where rent is due on the 1st. Rent is $1,500. Today is the 20th. I have $1,500. I need more inventory today. And if I spend this money right now, if I invest this money in inventory today, I will not have the money for rent, which means I've got 10 days to make this thing happen. I'm going to invest that $1,500. Me, I'm that one. Yeah. I'm that one. I will put it all on the line because I have enough belief in myself that this is when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory now. I remember spending my last in hopes that I double it up and make sure I can make that thing by the 1st, the latest the 3rd. But if it goes past the 3rd, I'll just pay the 5% late fee. But I'm all in here. So there's talk to me about those 3 types of entrepreneurs from your perspective and their risk tolerance.
The first one, I'm trying to remember. The first one was person rent.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one was what?
So conservative, hold that. We got a call, right?
Yes, we have a caller.
Talk to me.
All right, Zeke Pro, you are on live with David and friends on Free Smoke.
Zeke
Pro, better know.
What's up, Zeke Pro? I like that energy right now. Yeah. What's up? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Amazing. How can we serve?
Okay, hold on.
You had a lot of time to figure this. You know what I mean? You was on hold for a minute.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me now?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm an illustrator of my own children's book, and my mom is the author. Our book is called Do What's That Smell?
So what? I'm sorry, it's called what?
I'm an illustrator of my own children's book.
I know, what's the name of the book?
It's called Do What's That Smell? It's available on Amazon.
Do What's That Smell?
Yes, Do What's That Smell?
Okay, go for it.
And I'm also a Cleveland youth artist. I'm 16, and I have my own art that I sell. And I just want to know, how can I improve my sales as far as like selling my children's book to more people?
Roger?
The way he just threw that thing. Well, number one, it's so good to meet you, Zeke Pro. What it do?
Yeah.
So good to meet you. Zeke, you're in school right now. What else do you do other than school?
My mom teaches me different things. As far as like getting myself out there.
No, I'm saying, what community are you in? Like, you know, some people go to the gym, they in after school curricular activities. Some people go to church. What's your community outside of school?
My mom put me in extracurricular activities.
Dope. So, Zeke, I would start with when you say you're trying to get more sales at 16 with your community, I would start with who I know. So if I were you, I would get really good at mastering your sales pitch. So every time you're saying the same thing, and then you're just learning how to overcome objections. I'll tell you what I mean. Hey, how you doing? I'm Zeke. I'm a 16-year-old entrepreneur who's passionate about it needs to be something that people are interested in. Hey, I'm Zeke. I'm a 16-year-old entrepreneur who does illustrations to help kids develop confidence and overcome bullying, right? That's a cause. Would you like to support me today by supporting a kid? That's a sales pitch. If we could just master that, we could sell a few books a day. Now you might have people say, does that make sense so far? Like master writing down specifically my name, what I do, who it's for, would you like to help? Would you like to support me today? That's asking for the sale. Say it again. My name, what I do, who I do it for, and then ask for the sale. Would you like to support me today? Make sense so far, Zeke?
Mm-hmm. And I've actually went to grocery stores and other places and book fairs to sell my children's book.
Dope.
So I got it down so far, like how to pitch myself and how to come up to people and approach them as far as selling my children's book. I just wanted to learn how I can improve it, like getting it to more people, even on social media.
Gotcha. So we're talking about content development, marketing, things of that nature. Well, at 16, I would learn all things computer. So I would be learning ads. I believe anytime man, this is crazy. I just talked about this last night. One of the biggest things, Zeke, early on in life, everybody can create something to sell. Very few people can learn how to sell it consistently. So the skill I would be learning right now are skills that are partnering skills, right? So you know how to do illustration, but it's learning how to market. So first thing I would tell you is if you're not already doing this, whenever you're designing or doing anything with illustration, set up a phone and record it because that's your content. So do content curation versus creation. Just film you doing what you already do. If you got photos, videos of when you were in these places or you have somebody with you, let them film you going up and asking people to buy your book. That's a part of your content. So that's one way you can market it to other people and keep encouraging people to join you on your journey to sell. Like set a big audacious goal and put it out there. Hey, my goal is in the first quarter of the year to sell 100 books. Invite everybody you know on that journey, get them tagged and talking about it. Now that's a content, that is a marketing campaign. So that's one thing we can do immediately. Start putting some content out there. Second thing in terms of skill development, let's start getting serious about studying how to run Facebook ads. Here's why. When you get the money, you'll be able to do it for yourself, but most importantly, people like myself are always looking for people that know how to run ads. If you can start right now, these are the ways that you can generate a whole lot of money if you decide to pivot from what you're doing. People that run ads, like my ad team is on a retainer, right? So they get thousands of dollars a month, and I know they're not doing it all day, every day. Right? So that's a few things I could tell you without knowing your full story. So just start creating content, but the content should be focused on a major goal, because at 16, it's easy to build a movement around your goal. So make everybody know what it is. It's not just buy my book. It's not just the book. It's the overall goal. I want to get this book into the hands of 100 kids to help them do what? And that's your content.
Oh, mission driven for sure. Look, I just went and bought your book from Amazon. If you all search, "Dude, what's that smell?" and you'll see it's a black book with a green fragrance and a black kid in the bottom right-hand corner. So, "Dude, What's That Smell?" by Ashley B., illustrated by Zeke Pro. Just found it on Amazon.
Dude.
It was only $11.11. I'll have it here by Monday. So congratulations, first off. When you went out to talk to people about your book, did they buy it?
Yes, they did.
Yep. When was the last time you did that?
It was a while ago. Like I would say last month, like the end of last year.
Yeah. So one of the biggest challenges with entrepreneurs is that we do something, it works, and then we stop doing what works. So for me, I can see something work. If I go do this thing and it works, you know what I would do the very next day, Zeke Pro? Do you know?
Yeah, I would say you do it again.
I would do it again. And then I would do it again. And then I would do it again. And then I would do it again. The consistency of you doing it does a couple things. You're 16, you'll always make money. You understand? You'll always make sales. At a 16-year-old girl, you're a girl?
Yes.
Okay. Just, like a young voice. I just want to be clear. And what's up? You good? What? For what? What old boy? Oh, I got you. Just give me a minute. Yeah. I mean, I'm done at 6. You'll be all right. All right. So you'll always make money at 16. The problem is the clock is ticking on your young, cute self. Because eventually you're 17, then you're 18, then you're 19, and then you're a grown woman trying to sell me a book. If you didn't say you were 16, I would not be buying your book right now. I'm telling you that off rip. You would have to convince me that I got to see if I need it or if I'm feeling good that day. But you're 16 years old, and I bought your book because no other reason than you're 16. So you need to use that. But you better hurry up because you're losing it every day. Every day you get more and more grown, and grown people don't want to support that. So if you really want to, you need to be in the malls. You need to be talking to people. You need to find these groups of people where there's adults like me, and I don't even know, but Rozier picked up his phone. He's probably buying your book. I just know who he is. So your $11 book, it's a no-brainer for me because you're 16. You don't need no strategies. You don't need no marketing. You need to find human beings, ask them to buy your story.
So good.
Not your book, but buy your story. Like Rozier said, there's something needs to be attached to their purchase. What do we attach to this book? 1, the fact that you're 16. 2, you're going to be a successful entrepreneur. And an adult like me, they want to see you doing something positive. Somebody with a dream is attractive to me. You need to have some sort of mission where you're showing other 16-year-olds, you can have an idea. You can illustrate. You can make this thing happen. We need to put another thing attached to this book. The fact that you have a mission. You can have another thing attached to this book. Me and my mom did it together, and this is the thing that keeps us together. Our relationship is attached to this book. Anything you can compile for reasons for someone to buy this book, you need to start putting it on there. But you only get better by continuing to tell the story. So today, I want you to sit down with your mom and start crafting the story. And it's not a long story. It's like a few sentences. But I want you to perfect those few sentences and say those same few sentences to every single person that you meet. It's going to feel robotic. It's going to feel like a script to you, but they've never heard it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Zeke Pro. I wrote a book with my mom, and it's about, dude, what's that smell? This is why we wrote it, and I'm going to be a super successful author. You just have to wait the next 5 years. But if you buy this book, this is going to be a collector's item. How much would we pay right now? Just think about this. How much would we pay for a cassette mixtape that Jay-Z sold you 30 years ago with handwriting on there?
Yep.
It's worth more than the tape itself. How much would someone pay for I'm talking about not the album. I'm talking about something that Biggie put together in his basement and he sold it when he was a kid. I'm just saying, you need to paint that picture and you say the same thing every single time. You will make millions, I'm telling you. You will make the news, I'm telling you. Somebody's going to record it. Hey, give me that pitch again one time. Somebody's going to record it and you're going to go viral and Tabitha Brown's going to call you. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you going to go out there and get it?
Yes, I will.
Don't lie to me, Zeke Pro.
I'm not lying to you.
All right. Let's get it.
Thank you.
Cool. You're very welcome. All right. What's up? You got to go? Okay. It's all good. Now do your thing. It's all good. This is a very free-flowing show. What's the name? Bakari, she told me she had a dip, so she just like got her things and dip. This is a long show. We're gonna be done in a few minutes though, guys. But thank you so much. You got anything to say before you leave?
Thank you for allowing me to be on the show. I did not know. You just said pull up, so and thanks for everybody. If you haven't gone to see the full episode of Social Proof Hot Seats with me, Sydney West.
It's a good one.
It's a really great one. It's the best that you had.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then, of course, go and check out West McCoy. We sell plus size. We're the very first plus size denim brand based out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's www.west-McCoy.com. Buy you some denim. I'm shipping out orders. I've been getting orders. So thanks for the support, guys.
I love it. Good stuff. Thank you so much. All right, Roger, and then there was two.
Just us, brother.
Okay, it's just us, man. We gotta add some real value.
We're holding it down.
Yeah, we're gonna hold it down. All right, so risk tolerance. There's three types of entrepreneurs, Roger. One, conservative risk, very conservative. I don't know how heavy I'm gonna go, or I'm not going heavy at all. Very conservative. You got moderate. A little more risky.
Yeah.
I'm willing to risk some things. Not at all though. I'm not going all in. But then you got that aggressive entrepreneur. It's sometimes foolish to go that heavy.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about this risk tolerance for a minute.
Woo. Oh. I don't believe that you can make it in entrepreneurship without it. The way that I describe it is the ability. Who is the person I want to give them credit? I want to say it's Dr. Edward Banfield. I read a lot, so I try to remember people's names. He was talking about the genius and success of business owners, high-level CEOs, are those who are able to visit the future and have what he refers to as elongated perspective. Tell you what that means. Elongated perspective, I'm connected to risk tolerance. It doesn't seem as risky if the vision becomes vivid in your mind. It don't feel the same. It only looks and feels risky to other people. To you, it's normal. It's real. You believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem risky for me to hop in my car and say I'm going to X, Y, and Z to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Or in your space, to start a podcast. Seems risky for one, seems natural for another.
Yeah.
For me to get up, let's use my risk tolerance of saying I will invest in ads. Because I understand, and I think sometimes we eliminate risk by removing ignorance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so everybody's risk tolerance is going to be different, and sometimes that's time, that's finances. I don't think it's a right or wrong. I think it's a muscle you develop. Did you start trusting yourself more and more? Think about early on, bro, you were comfortable selling shirts.
Yeah.
This process. I buy for this much, I sell for this much. It takes me this long to be able to sell them. I say this works. Sometimes this doesn't work. But the moment you start doing conferences, because you was doing virtual and phone calls, it's a whole nother level of risk, where leaving the Cheesecake Factory was one level of risk.
Yeah.
You just graduate by developing the muscle.
Yeah. This is good. This is good, man.
I
This
think
is
you gotta have that
good.
muscle.
Do me a favor, throw it in the comments. What would you consider yourself in your risk tolerance? Moderate or conservative, moderate or aggressive? Real quick, let me get this shout out real quick. Shout out to Game Changer for the super chat.
All right,
she done came through. It done pulled up with the $49.99.
Where is Apple?
You said what?
What's the Apple? Somebody that always come on and get.
Elisa. That she was going to 11 o'clock. She was on the 11 o'clock. Shouts out to Game Changer. She said from Game Changer, does it make sense to quit a job you hate? Ooh, okay, we just got to take this question real quick because she dropped a $49.99. Does it make sense to quit a job you hate? Take the 401k and risk it into your own business, all while having a family to care for. Woo-wee. I'm going to let you start. I'm going to go and let you start with that one, my brother.
So, two things. But this is not a plug, but legit, I think this will help you. There is an episode on Social Proof page I put up called "Quit Your Job." Mm-hmm. It says the 4 steps to take to build your business while working a job or before you quit your job. It literally walks you through it step by step, how to know when you're ready. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's like 40 minutes. Here's what I will say to you. I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it makes sense or not makes sense because I don't think that great vision, great ideas, we all share alike, right? So I would be telling you from my journey. Right now, you are, like, you can't Google what you're trying to do. You're living it out. Mm-hmm. However, what is the strategy? The first thing you want to do is you want to go all in with the time that you do have. Like right now, you have 168 hours. If you work 40 or 50 hours, you're selling your job that amount of hours for the amount printed on the paycheck. So I want you to look at the time in the week the same way you would look at money or a budget, right? So I'll make it make sense, even if you're not math. 168 hours in a week, just subtract however many hours you work from it. Is there a window of time for you to work a part-time job if you wanted to work a part-time job? That's what you're hiring yourself as. So I want you to see it now and hire yourself as that. Your first goal is to make enough money where it costs you money to go to work. Mm-hmm. Your very first goal is, when working your job part-time, can I work this job part-time enough that it costs me money to go to work? Meaning, I'm generating at least half or some equivalent revenue. If you're not doing it, I don't believe that when people quit their jobs, that it ultimately gives them the time, the effort, and the result they're looking for. I think sometimes you need both. You need the tension and the security of both. So I won't be able to tell you whether it makes sense, not make sense, but I can tell you strategy-wise, let's just test hiring yourself part-time in your own company instead of going to get a part-time job.
100%. I just did it. I echo every single thing he just said. I think a lot of times we quit off of emotion because we just don't like being there anymore.
Yeah.
Or we have this idea, but I'm telling you, man, listen, as an entrepreneur, them days get long.
Look how he rubbed his head.
Them be some long days. Woo. Bro, you think you just gonna quit your time and you gonna quit your job and you got like all day to work. You're gonna find yourself twiddling your thumbs, going to the grocery store, running errands, picking this up for your mom, washing clothes, cleaning your house. It's like, and you look up and I didn't do anything. I didn't get anything done today. So I think it's just, it ain't right with, like Roger said, I left my job when it started to severely interfere with my business.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I ain't got no motion going on and I'm just going to quit and just follow this dream.
Yeah.
I kept having to work on days that I got this opportunity to go sell a bunch of shirts. Or I could be networking with somebody, like there's a big event, but I got to work. And then somebody's like, yo, I'm going out tonight on Friday. Yo, I need you to drop off some shirts. And I got a couple of my homies over there going to buy some stuff too. I'm thinking in my head, yo, it's going to be like, it's like $300 over there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be here at work and I'm going to make $150. It started to severely, like I could be vending at this event on the weekend, but I got to work. It's severely interrupting my bit. So now this job is costing me money. So, all right, now it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
But, there are some people that's like you back against the wall and you go work. So like Roger said, we don't know. We can just give you a whole bunch of conversation to think about.
You gotta ultimately make that. You have to make that decision because it has to be something that is more layers to growing a business. Like I'll just say it simple. There's more layers to growing the business than just having more time. Mm-hmm. Like vision, clarity, personal development, the ability to acquire clients, set up systems, fulfillment. So the same way you create, like now you got a work schedule. You create that for yourself, and I think you should create it before starting the business. So like when I started full-time entrepreneurship, I used to switch back and forth every month between what I call the day shift and night shift. The day shift was where as soon as I woke up, I'd do my morning routine and then start working. The next month I would do night shift where I get to chill during the day on down the line. And I would just work like crazy at night. So entrepreneur, but I knew I needed a schedule. Right? Some way to write that down. Can you go up? I'm sorry to jump off of you, lady. Can you go up? It was somebody who was like, after this conversation, I think I may need to sign up for a morning meetup.
That's a fact.
Right. So RDH, what did you hear that made you finally say, I think I need to sign up for morning meetup? Here's why I asked. Here's why I asked. If anybody's listening, I don't run morning meetup. I'm not a part of it, but here's what I do understand. You don't become what you visit, right? So most people think, or let me do it in a bit different way. If you're willing to assess your life right now, the areas of your life and the times you grew the most, it was not when you was doing it by yourself.
So good.
So if you think back to, man, I remember back in high school, I was in shape. You were hanging out with friends and working out with friends.
Yeah.
Man, I remember back in the day, it was this. Every time in your life you can think about your most productive times, it typically wasn't just by yourself. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, I had times I was grinding. Not the same. Morning meetup is so genius because it holds everyone accountable to a curriculum of discipline. What you're also getting is you're getting someone who you watch go from Cheesecake Factory, selling T-shirts at the mall, and have real-time proof of them building a multi-million-dollar media company. They're then being disciplined to get up every day and share with you themselves and their community. And people have to think about $500.
Why is it a big decision?
For a whole
For the year.
For a whole year that is 20 calls. Now, here's my point. We have to stop making morning meetup sound. I wanted to take time to talk about this, right? We got to stop making morning meetup be about the calls. The call ain't the value. Because it devalues, the call is a bonus. It devalues, number one, the leader. You charge more than $500 for a VIP day. So the person gets direct access to a person that is mirroring aspects of the life that they want to live. While also you're feeding them the thing that you're feeding yourself because they're reading the same book you're reading.
That's a fact.
While introducing them to the same people that you collaborate with special guests. The goal has to be, man, where you become the avatar and the prototype to say, hey, I'm David Shands. I want to mentor a group of people and show them the things that I've done, the things I'm currently doing, the things that I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm creating a community to hold each other accountable, and I want to grow you in this many areas. So like morning meetup, I think is the most genius thing, but we got to reposition it because I don't think if people realize how powerful a tool it is.
Man. Thank you, brother.
The gym costs more. Then you'll host an event, bro, and the plane ticket or the hotel costs more than the whole year with you. And they'll come to the event to take pictures and say, hey, can I take a photo with you? You could see me every day for $500.
And the event don't even cost nothing.
Yo.
I think we just got to see it different. It's not the money. Just told this to a young lady last night, and she's like, I really was thinking about signing up for your program. I'm not sure if I should do it. I said, man, well, if you're looking for my help to convince you to buy it, you're not going to get that here.
Thanks.
I was like, here is why. Is it me? Is it you're wondering, can I help you? She's like, no. Is it that you're wondering will you do it? She said, no. So I said, so the only conversation is money. She said, yes. So money's the only conversation. Here's the thought. Said, content and cash flow mentorship is $1,200 for the year. I said, ma'am, that's $100 a month. Here's my point. Is there anything you're going to spend at least $1,200 on this year?
Yo, you're so good at this, bro.
Anything. Say, yeah. Are you willing to cut that out of your budget? She said, yeah. Okay.
What are we talking about?
So now it's just like, bro, with all of us, it's decisions. I'll say this last piece. I was hanging out with some homeboys in Miami. We was at the W in Brickell. And they was buying old fashions. Right next to it, like there they have these the fresh pressed ginger juices and all that kind of stuff. And like I drink green juice every morning. A little small shot of ginger was $12 and the green juice was $15. They was like, man, that costs more than an old fashioned. You might as well get lit. Here's my point. Now, granted, they're telling the truth, but one improves my body. The other hurts my body. It's not the money.
Right.
They could. You get what I'm saying? It's never the
so
money.
good.
It's most people don't have a hard time spending money. They have a hard time assessing value, and that's the risk tolerance of entrepreneurs. The inability to assess value will make a person call a course expensive, but call $26 for $300 for a $26 bottle to sit on a couch you left at home to listen to music that's on your phone, and pull out your cell phone and brag. This would be $12 in the club. We will pull out our cell phone and brag about overspending for something, but we will complain about investing in something.
Wow.
We need help. We, not me. Not. I'm not talking about you. We need help. We need the ability to assess value better.
All right. I just want to share this with you all. Okay. The morning meetup is open enrollment right now. So you guys are lucky. You guys are here now. Go to themorningmeetup.com for the whole year of 2024 if you want to make a change. Now is the time. Now is the time for the entire year. It's less than $500. And I will coach you every day. I'm on the call every day. Even if I'm not like the main speaker for the day, I'm on that call every single day. And you will hear from me and you will learn how to improve your life as an entrepreneur. That's the only thing missing, your community and your coaching. So pull up on us. Themorningmeetup.com are you going to spend $500 on something this year?
Yep. Oh, to my man, too. I wasn't talking like rudely to you or nothing. I was just asking as a reference, right? So I hope he know, like, I rock with you. I think he said, I think it's definitely the accountability factor as well as the part you made about the discipline, the MVP, the VIP. Mm-hmm. Oh, you owe me money then. Because the MVPs and VIPs philosophy was all me.
Absolutely,
was all me.
100%.
Yo, somebody gonna be a thought thief and be like, "Y'all got this concept."
Here
go the thing, though.
100%.
I don't think people realize how much time, discipline, and thought it takes to create these concepts. That's why I be real stickler for. You heard me say David Edward Banfield to give people credit. Yeah. I know how hard it is to create office hour frameworks, and I had to be mentally, emotionally exhausted, and like I felt like almost depression to create that system.
Yeah,
because I needed something to sustain the level of quote unquote success I was having.
Wow.
So it was like, bruh, them concepts.
I'll make sure I give you credit.
I need it every time.
every time, for sure. Oh, this is what I wanted to ask you. Your and maybe it changed through your journey, right? Risk tolerance.
Yeah.
Would you have considered yourself conservative, moderate, or aggressive when it comes to risk tolerance? Have you always been the same way, or has it changed over time, or what?
It's situational. Mm-hmm. It's situational. In reference to like marketing, education, aggressive. Mm-hmm. Probably because I understand it.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand what it looks like to put money into it, or I just got the budget back for an event we're doing. Somebody would say it's expensive. I'm like, oh, okay, I know where we can make up margin.
Yeah.
Right. So I can aggressively go into it. When it comes to like, I'm not fast now to hire because I've done that before. So like I'm very patient, slow, or if someone pitched something to me from like, I'm avert to agencies.
Right.
Because I know what it's like to lock me in a 6 month. I'm paying you every month. Like, you know what I'm talking right. So like, bro. I'm very slow in reference to that. Now, after a situation I had, certain investments, if I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I got beat out of $400,000. Like, you know, so like, I'm very slow in certain things in terms of like cash. Like, cash on hand. So like it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
How I invest in people, things of that nature. But in me, I'm fast with it.
Yeah.
Because I trust me enough to know. So it's definitely situational.
I love it. I love it. All right, last one. Okay, I'm gonna run through this real quick. These are the things that you need to know, the foundational principles, things people don't tell you that is needed to become a successful entrepreneur. One is having a good idea, and we have to battle test. Is this a good idea? Number two, you have to possess the ability to work through a problem, to think through a problem. There's a solution. There's a key that's going to unlock the door, but we don't spend enough time looking for the key.
That's good.
Number 3, you gotta possess emotional intelligence. You have to be able to fight against, I don't feel like it, and do it anyway. You can't let your emotions dictate your actions. You have to be emotionally intelligent. Number 4, you've got to possess some sort of internal motivation. Once the conference is over and the lights are off, once the podcast is over, you got to be able to take that, hold it with you for a while, and keep it with you. That's why, listen, you talked to Marcus long enough. He's going to reference something that happened to him years ago that he held with him that continues to inspire him today. A word that was given. A traumatic situation in your life that keeps me inspired. My man lost $400,000. There's a motivation here. I'll never forget it. I've got to be smarter with my investments. I've lost money. These are lessons that internally help you moving forward. So you don't need somebody over your shoulder every single day telling you to make the right decision. Number 5, there needs to be some sort of risk tolerance. You gotta be able to risk a little something sometime. And lastly, it's focus. You've got to have focus, Roger. And it's not easy. It's not easy to stay focused. And I think the more successful you get, the harder it is to stay focused. Because if you're smart enough to become successful in something, that means you're smart enough to build something else.
Good God, that's good.
Start looking at other stuff.
Ooh, that's good.
And if you're not successful at all at anything, it's hard to see. It's hard to sit there and watch the seed grow because you're looking at all this other stuff and other people's successes and what everyone else is doing that could make you more money or help you become more successful faster. So we lose our focus. So when it comes to focus, Roger, we got to give them some information. We got to give them some game on focus.
I wish I could tell you a cheat code. I think you just learn yourself. I do sprints. I'm not a marathon guy in terms of things mentally. So I think Wednesday I filmed for 8 hours. I'm good for 6 weeks. Now I will go back in.
Yeah.
I do better with sprints or my work time. Like you can probably see it on my phone is blocked off 12 to 4. Like there's just certain things I do in windows. So I would tell anybody, people forget that your brain and you only have a limited amount of focus. Yeah. So if I told you right now, hey, D, if me and you could run a 10-mile marathon for $1 million, let's do it. We both mentally will say we're going to, and we'll focus on it, but at a certain point, our bodies will give out.
Yeah.
Because we ain't built for it. That's how your mind is. You'll tell yourself something like that. So, we just got to figure out little patterns. I don't want to go too heavy into, strategy and frameworks, but just figure out what works for you. I tell people, if you know your most productive hours are in the morning, guard it for dear life. Don't hear everybody and say, oh, you got to start at 6 a.m. I don't work well in the morning. I do well with thinking in the morning, not working.
Yeah.
So I do not work at 6 and 7 a.m. That ain't my most productive time. I think well. You know what I'm saying? I meditate. I get clear for the day. So just figure out, man, that time for you and just lock it in. Even if you start with a power hour, you'd be shocked if you guarded 1 hour a day for dear life and said, that's when I'm going to do a power hour every day.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes we got to figure out and just get that momentum going. So focus is a muscle. Create some level of what works for you and figure out your most productive hours of the day. Guard it for dear life, and then try it every so often. The power of focus, being able to say, I go to my clock right now, I bet it's on 10 minutes. Yep. Because I was doing 10-minute sprints. Remember my office hours, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So just that works.
Yeah. Did you get to 10? I saw I know you were talking about your October 10th, 2010 was the day that you were born.
Life. Changed my life. Changed my whole life.
Can you describe it?
Yeah. So I grew up church guy. I had a very bad situation where I lost everything. So I did really well early. Like bought my first house at 19, was doing club promotions, always been multiple businesses, cleaning company, you name it. Lost everything, went down to $11.37 and was trying to figure out who was outside the money. From where I'm from, they call me Money Mark. If you're 19 with a crib, multiple cars, you got an Escalade back when How I'm Living was out on TV and MTV crib sitting on them things. You know what I'm saying? Motorcycle, you name it. Young, doing a whole lot. I'll save you the story, but man, just an intimate moment where I was mad at God, like how you let me go broke.
Yeah.
And I grew up in church.
You blame that on God? Goodness gracious.
You know how we do, man. You know how we do. Bad decisions.
How God do that to you?
How you let it happen. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, man, I remember being in church and I literally didn't have any money to give a tithe, and I had no money coming in. And I don't know if people feel like you can hear from God, but I know I did. Riding along in a Lincoln Town car on Appalachia Parkway in Tallahassee, Florida. Tell you what I was seeing, and heard that I ever asked for your money. Give me the tithe of your time, and I'll make you wealthy. Yeah. Didn't know what it meant. This was in September. It wasn't until early October the concept of when the day was born. Yeah. It was to take the concept of tithe and that I did with sports, playing basketball. I tore my ACL and MCL and lost my basketball scholarship. I called it win the day. I was going to take, and it's not exact 10%, but it's just easy math. Turned every hour into $100. Whole day worth $2,400. I owed me 10% of $2,400, which was 2 hours and 40 minutes. The time I would just break it up. 30 hours and 30 minutes in the morning was $50, and I literally started managing time like money. That's what started making me mentally make an association to do more. So if it's somebody called, I had a framework that if I wouldn't give them $100, I wouldn't give them an hour. Yeah. Right. So that, like that, October 10th, that started it that year. I read 52 books that year, 67 the next year. By that third year, I realized I didn't remember the information. I was just blitzing through the books. So I just sat with it. I used to get these huge deck of cards because I found my gift was speaking, but I wasn't good at it. I would mute the TV when the news was on and would pretend I was being interviewed, and what would I say?
Really?
Yeah. I would take those little white index cards. I still got some at my house right now. I would write words on them, put a clock on, and I would pretend I was speaking, and I couldn't say or I would have to start over. Wow. So I would go 5 minutes, organize a speech in my head on down the line. So people say, now, man, how, like when you call me, hey, bro, I'm sick, I can get up and do it. I've been doing it long enough that I can organize it in my head. What you need? Man, if you could talk on something on personal development, what area? All right, boom. Because now we're talking about this many years of, if I associate every day investing $240 into my gift is worth millions. So I didn't make millions. I didn't even put the book out until 5 years later. My first book was called Win the Day because it's the thing I lived for 5 years. Yeah. My first company was called Win the Day Marketing Group, which I still function on. My company ain't called The Mob. The Mob is a brand that Win the Day Marketing Group owns.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
That was the genesis of everything. It altered the way I laugh and tell people Marcus Y. Rozier killed Money Mark. Yeah. That version of who I was, that procrastinated, that was insecure but hiding insecurities under money. Didn't know what I want. I was never successful. I just had money. They're not the same. Because if you put your money in the same place you put your confidence, you might reach and grab the wrong one.
Say that one more time. Say that. You got to run that back to understand.
If you put your cash in the same place you put your confidence, when opportunities come or moments come, you'll reach and grab the wrong one. You'll grab cash knowing that you don't have confidence in that area. So you're not generous. You're just using money to buy the attention of people. Oh, I got y'all. You'll buy clothes you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Everything becomes this vortex to hide what you feel about yourself. I know because I've been there. I bought Ed Hardy, thought it was ugly. I bought Coogee, thought it was ugly. I bought Platinum Fubu, $100 shirts for somebody to say, man, oh, boy, that boy, I'm Platinum Fubu, and you downplay. Nah, bro, this ain't that. This, knowing that you went out looking for the attention. So when I tell people you can't build a business bigger than you build yourself, I ain't talking at you. I'm telling you from experience, if I could have the money back that I spent trying to pay for confidence, I'd be a very rich man.
Goodness gracious. I can't go after that. We're gonna wrap the show up, okay? Focus. Let's work on it, guys. Okay. You know what, Roger? I think the challenge is that people don't have something to focus on because they don't have a goal, and it's so challenging sometimes to set up a target to focus on.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a target. We just do stuff. We have a good idea and we start going after the good idea. But the idea that we're working on isn't a target. It's just something that we're working on. It's not I need to make $275 today. I need to sell 11 t-shirts. This is what I got to do today.
That's clear.
That's what got me out of the Cheesecake Factory. Identifying that I need to sell 11 t-shirts to make $275 every single day. So when I wake up, there's a target. So if someone calls me in the middle of the day and says, hey, Dave, let's go to the gym, and I sold 2 shirts, it's an easy no.
Yeah.
Because I have a target. So I would be literally saying, forget that target for the day. I want to have fun. It's just a choice that I'm making. But if I'm just building a company, I'm building a t-shirt brand, and I don't have that target of 11 a day, and I'm like, I make some sales today, and somebody says, yo, what you got going on, man? Let's go to the gym. I'm inclined to be like, all right, let's go. Because I don't have a target. So I don't have something to focus on. So I think the number one thing we need to do, especially when it comes to the conversation of focus, is you have to have a target, because if you don't have a target, what are you focusing on? You can't focus on this. You can't focus. You can't focus on life. You can't focus on mental health. You can't focus on wealth. You can focus on not getting angry so fast. If you're this month for you, I am not going to let someone get me angry. That's my focus. I see a target. So when someone cuts me off, I get a chance to practice.
True.
Right? When your baby mama or your baby daddy call you, you get to make a decision. And in your mind, you know, we're not going to get angry. Not today. And they say something crazy. We get a chance for target practice. But if that's not the target, you fly off the handle. So we have to, whatever improvement, we can't just focus on having better mental health. It's just too broad of a target. It's like trying to shoot at that. Okay, what am I going to hit here? I'll hit anything and then act like the thing that I hit was my focus and it wasn't. It was just something that was on the front of my mind today. So we are going to have to set up targets. Somebody in the chat just put target practice. This month, this year, this day, this week, this weekend, we are going to have some target practice. What is it specifically that we need to focus on? And that's what we're going to do. We've got to focus. So this is a good conversation, Rose. We got anybody else? Any questions, comments?
If you're not signed up for the morning meetup,
you
should sign up. Here's why. Shan said something a second ago. He said most people don't have a clear vision, clear goal, or a vision of a bullseye. I don't think people realize that our Creator hides a clue of what we can become and do inside of other people. I wouldn't have started a podcast if Shands didn't do it. Although I had the gift and the ability to do it, I didn't know it was possible. You'd be shocked if we look at history of music. Chris Brown always had the talent, but he needed to see Michael Jackson do it. Michael Jackson had the talent, but he needed to see James Brown do it. Our Creator hides clues into what we can become and do inside of someone else. It's called inspiration. If you are unclear, you have to get in a community, because you don't even know what's possible to go after. Someone has to be the bullseye for you. So you need to be in the morning meetup.
That's a fact. That's your target. Your goal today, when you get off this line, go to themorningmeetup.com. Man, listen, y'all, every single Friday, I'm so glad y'all be hanging out with us, man. And make sure y'all follow my brother, Marcus Y. Rozier. You will see him as a regular on this show, okay? I don't know how many Fridays But he's on the Social Proof Network. So y'all gonna get a whole lot of Marcus Y. Rozier. This is a brilliant man. I learn from him on a regular basis. Every time I'm in his presence, I'm inspired by him and I'm motivated by him. So I need all of you all to go follow right now on Instagram, Marcus Y. Rozier. Go consume that content on that page. I'm telling you it's good. I'm telling you it's amazing. So go to Marcus Y. Rozier and do me a favor. If there's anything he said that inspired you or motivated you, send him a DM and tell him what it is, okay? It's something about being appreciative of what you received that does something for you. So, man, I be getting these DMs, Rozier, after these lives, just like, yo, thank you said this. And that inspires me and charges me up, bro. Because I know people are listening. It's not like the show is just an afterthought while you're cleaning up your house and you got the music going, kids are yelling, and you're doing whatever, and it just happens to be on and you forgot it was on. It's somebody that is appreciative of the information. So I want to tell you publicly, I appreciate you every time I get in your presence, brother. So
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah, that's that. Listen, man, hey, join the morning meetup. I don't got nothing else to say to you. Go to themorningmeetup.com, and I will see you Monday morning and every other weekday morning for the rest of the year. All right, you got anything else, Nella?
Nah, I'll see you there.
There it is. I see you in the morning, y'all. Peace.